Picked up here. A lot of positioning coming out from Onyx.
5 seconds remaining.
Interesting to start that off with. Don't we have some stable kind of Batrider counters still in the pool?
Like who, Slacks?
Vengeful Spirit. She's around, isn't she?
Yeah, Oracle. That's the other big one.
Yeah.
Nyx Assassin is the best.
Nyx is great too, as well. Yeah. The Spike Carapace. So interested that they're going to drop that out first. It seems like they're opening themselves up for counters pretty easy here.
I think that they're, I said it in like the previous game, that there's not that many offlane heroes, right? So they're prioritizing like Bulba's offlane hero and then maybe going to ban out the rest that counter it well too.
Dire team ban.
Oh, okay, so they're going to deny them that Nyx pick and pick it up for themselves there. And interesting choice. A lot of roam potential. Pretty good. Spike Carapace is already good against both these heroes as well.
Yeah, good Nyx game. It's a good hero all around. Good lane presence. Flexible, too. When you pick it up in the draft early like this, you don't know exactly where old Nixie's going.
I don't know how you play Batrider. I feel like
5
Nyx
seconds
just breaks Batrider. It's so hard to play. You like have to not even bother with
reserve time.
Whatever that skill's called.
Firefly? Yeah.
Yes, Firefly.
You can Firefly late, but yeah,
Radiant
it's
team
awkward.
ban.
It's so natural to just Firefly, Blink Lasso.
No, Dazzle taken out of the pool, and Warlock. I guess they saw last time the amazing potential of Swindle's Warlock. They say we don't want none of that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that speaks to how viable so many heroes are. We see Warlock
10
ignored for most of the
seconds
tournament, not picked or banned, and then in a
Dire
game
team
2, he gets picked up and dominates. And here in game 1 of the next series, like, you know what, maybe Warlock's pretty good after all. Let's just go ahead and ban him out. Interesting how he has gone up and down. Fascinating.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Lycan.
10 seconds remaining.
What position is Treant? 4?
I think so.
Is that a
5 seconds
F.R.I.E.
remaining.
Treant?
4 or 5. You don't need items,
Reserve
but
time.
you can.
But this basically means
benefit.
Nyx is an offlane, right? You can't really have Nyx and Treant, can you? As both your supports?
Radiant team ban.
More than likely offlane, but I think you can, just because the way tree works. You don't really need to hit creeps if you're playing that style, like the 5. You just armor people and stay invis and punch, and just scout.
You know
Definitely a
what?
possibility, but I don't know.
I know we're not supposed to do this, but I hope Onyx loses. Who bans Monkey King and Techie?
10
Fuck you
seconds
guys.
remaining.
Why don't you PM Sammy Bulba?
5
Yeah,
seconds
way to
remaining.
try hard, bro. Last game,
Dire
we had
team
a nice Tidehunter running around. People were having fun, and in this game, here we are. Super
Oh,
serial, guys.
I'm sure Reddit
Do you
will
like-
love that.
Yeah.
Do you
What the
like
heck?
playing versus either hero?
Yes. As
You're
a
lying.
Techies player,
Moving
I
on.
love to play against other Techies and
See,
destroy
Fog,
them.
what you don't understand is that Slacks actually has a good enough computer that
10
Monkey King's ult
seconds
doesn't
remaining.
lag. So he,
Oh.
That's not possible.
That's not possible, actually. I
No.
just got a new
5
computer,
seconds
and it
remaining.
it
no,
still does.
I love playing against both those heroes. Yeah.
Reserve time.
Wow, Oracle 4th banned here. That's one of the first
Radiant
Oracle bans
team
we've seen,
pick.
especially in a game 1.
Ursa.
Dire team
All right,
pick.
I think Cole's going to win this game.
Why?
I think Ursa's trash, and I think Batrider gets shit on by Nyx.
He just did a great job.
Next game, please.
Okay. He just did a fantastic job in the other game. Kicked the
I
shit
mean,
out
he'll
of
win
Wind Ranger
occasionally
Phoenix.
thanks to his teammates, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm
No.
turning into a big Ursa hater,
10
actually.
seconds
Yeah, what's up with
remaining.
you, man?
I don't know, we just lost a lot of matches and scrims. DC did
5
with Ursa mid.
seconds.
DC's
remaining.
bad with
No.
Ursa doesn't mean he's bad.
Oh,
You know.
wow.
But this is one of
sometimes
those-
they're one and the same, but
I feel like
we'll
that's
see.
been happening for months now too. I remember like at last summit, you were like, "Yeah, we just lost a bunch of games with Ursa." And now 3 months later, yeah, we know we're just.
Well, we
losing a bunch of
haven't
games
been
with
playing him
Ursa.
recently, thank Jesus, but you know.
He's not
Ursa, it's
particularly
just-
fun to watch. I hate it when he's
I
on
don't
my
know.
team because he just sits in the jungle. I hate it when he's on the other team because he kills my stupid supports. I'm not a fan of Ursa either. I agree with Sun's fan.
Whatever, man.
Well, the good thing this game is they have a bunch of lockdown for Ursa to actually catch up to people and right click, so
Yeah.
we'll see if that
Even more now with the
works
Beastmaster.
out.
I have to admit, though, I do like Complexity's draft a lot more. It seems like that they're
10
answering a
seconds
lot of
remaining.
problems that Onyx are putting out there. Darkseer, the Surge is
5
so good against
seconds
Ursa.
remaining.
You don't need a Force Staff or anything else when your homies could just bolt on out of there.
Reserve
But
time.
I mean,
I guess
I
we got stable lockdown, Beastmaster and Batrider. Anybody gets caught out, they're pretty much dead in this game.
I can get why they would grab the Ursa there, though. You know, they're dire. It's like pretty safe pick versus Tree Nyx. They gives them like the Roche potential, and they have burst for the Batrider lasso. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been less happy with Ursa's as well lately, to be honest. He just seems like he lacks. He just gets kited too hard and he falls off really hard.
Dire team.
Marauders.
Maron.
Cat Lady. She's been banned out, I think, every single time by the
Yeah,
community.
we've
this is
seen-
the first time.
Very little Mirana this tournament. She's
Yeah.
been lone druid status.
Meepo's still left, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Meepo's
boy.
untouched versus Onyx.
Yes.
You've made a mistake leaving Meepo available.
plays-
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, there's Abed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Abed's there, dude.
Oh shit.
Sweet
5
God. what are
seconds
you
remaining.
doing?
Why? My goodness. PL, why? I want to see him.
It is kind of strange though that so we've been making jokes about PL, right? And everyone's been saying he's really bad, but we've seen him banned way more than picked, which is kind of it's like some teams are still afraid of the PL
Well,
cheese.
and the one time we saw him picked, the itemization was beyond god awful,
10
if I do say
seconds
so
remaining.
myself.
What they
what
go?
build was it?
It was like, I had to look it up.
5
It's something like
seconds
Lincoln. It
remaining.
was just real bad. Hold on, let me find the game.
I'd
I
have
think
to
there's
look
only
it
like
up.
one build on that hero, isn't
Reserve
there?
time.
Aghanim Scepter, that's correct.
Isn't it like the Fusel Manta?
Oh, you actually
Aghanims?
agree? Yeah.
Oh.
I do
Wait,
agree, yeah.
fogged.
Sometimes, not always Aghanims.
You like the Aghanims? We stopped asking people because everyone said ubiquitously that Suns fan's an idiot.
I mean, it can have its situations where
All
it's
right,
okay.
this
It's
is
usually
this
pretty
is
bad, but
this is what I think, Fogged. Okay.
Dota analysts.
up?
I think PL is a bad hero, but in
Dota
certain
analysts.
in certain PL is a good hero, right?
Sure.
Radiant
And in those
team
situations, you get Ags because it's great on that hero. That's what I feel.
How many times do we need to go over this?
Shut your mouth.
This is so stupid. In situations where a certain hero would be good,
All right, here, I
getting an
found the
item
match.
that amplifies what the hero was good at could be a good idea. Are you dumb?
I
God
don't
damn, there's
understand
no
your
argument.
argument,
Seconds
Slacks.
remaining.
I
What?
don't understand.
Your show match defeat will
5
be the
seconds
greatest
remaining.
achievement of my
I will
life.
make sure that we pick that.
I will destroy you on the field of battle.
Reserve time. Dire
It's
team
taking me a while to find this, but I'll find
Huh.
it. Don't
We
Yeah,
got
he's a
Spectre
goal.
again.
Oh, it's Spectre. And they banned
Spectre
Meepo.
Darkseer.
Spectre Darkseer, is that a thing?
It used to be like people the Chinese, I think from like in 2014 and 2015 and stuff, were doing Spectre Darkseer a lot. Because the Spectre can just
10 seconds.
All right, would you
Fight
like to
early
hear
with
this
the
build,
Darkseer.
Fogged?
what? I would like
It
to hear
was
the build.
Helm of the
5
Dominator,
seconds remaining.
Boots of Travel, Manta, Diffusal, Lincoln's
Reserve
BKB.
Sounds like a very late diffusal. But
He did no damage. All right, moving.
All right.
And the Templar Assassin, final pick here for Onyx. One of the heroes that Fogged pointed out earlier is pretty strong still in the pool, Slacks.
Oh, yeah, they're still in the pool. I don't know how I feel about Onyx.
A lot of Roche control. You got Hawk, you've got minus armor from TA.
What
You've
is their
got,
support? This is like the greediest lineup ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's not like a 5.
I like Complexity's draft.
Yeah, me too.
They have like heroes that kind of counter others. I mean, I've been wrong for the majority of these actual predictions, but like Darkseer is very good versus Refraction. Nyx is very good versus Batrider and Earth Spirit. I think they're just lacking like vision and stuff, but they
Maybe
even have the
put in
Spectre
too
like
much effort with counters. Maybe they were thinking too much into the box.
They tried
The
too
Ion
hard.
Shell Tree Amp Protector, oh my goodness. If they go in the lane together right off the bat.
Yeah, that's.
Ooh.
I didn't even think of that.
actually
Holy
disgusting.
shit.
I mean,
Oh,
it is
God.
the Nyx tree supports as well from Cole, like we were kind of mentioning. So
I think Spectre's just such a good choice here. You've got 5 potential Blink Dagger carriers on the side of Onyx. Press R, break the blinks.
Yeah, but also if they get their hands on that little sweet little Spectre, I mean, she's gonna blow up, and they have a lot of ways to get their hands on that sweet.
Now,
little Spectre.
Slacks, living armor.
Oh!
I was not joking.
Why? Explain how that's good here.
Living armor saves people when they get jumped on. What do you?
Whoa! It blocks
Yes.
instances of damage, doesn't it?
Yes, it's like a buffable Vanguard.
So when Batrider jumps in with Firefly and grabs you and he puts living armor, how much exactly does that save you?
Very little.
Oh, now you get it.
But Nyx Assassin's there to counter the Batrider. So how often is that going to happen?
Oh,
Ayo!
aye, Fuck, just take something.
Fog's like, fuck this.
Fuck this shit.
No,
All
I'm
right.
I'm hearing some weird shit, dude. I was starting to bug
No,
out.
no,
I was
that's-
hearing some whistling in my fucking room.
No, that was
Straight-
just
yeah,
slacks.
yeah,
That was
we were
was.
hearing it.
Alright, I
He's
was
got
pretty
an
Oh my
scared.
god, you got a ghost in your room, bro? Do you believe
It sounded
in
like it,
phantoms?
dude.
Do you believe?
No,
in
I
Spectre?
actually have raccoons in my ceiling, so that's
Oh.
pretty sure that's what it was.
Raccoons. Oh my.
They have snuck into my house because of the cold winter outside, and they are making noises. I can hear their little feet scurrying around.
Condolences, powerful fogged. We've got game 1 of Onyx versus Complexity. Let's do this thing. It's Annie and Purge to take it away.
Oh, thank you very much, panel. Sorry about your raccoons, Fogged, but I don't really know how to console you on that one. We're going to have a pretty hype series, though, between Complexity and Onyx. Winner of the series moves on to face OG in the grand finals of elimination mode. Loser of the series is going home. Purge, what's your take on the draft so far?
Yeah, I liked a lot of what the panel said, except for the last 45 seconds, and I just wanted to, take my earbuds out of my ears. But there are some really good solutions against Batrider, for example, and Spectre is also kind of good. But if Onyx gets aggressive and they're winning the game, I feel like they can easily run over Complexity in a lot of ways. So I think the laning stage is really important for setting tempo. I think if Cole goes semi-even, that they should be able to get ahead as long as the Spectre has a decent enough laning stage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking the potential for Onyx. It just seems like there's so much of a gamble. I think Complexity clearly are playing really well today so far, and we'll see here. Looks like we're going to have...
I did like their last couple of games. Their itemization was really smart. I think their drafts were coming together well, so I think they could win this, and they're going to grab 3 bounty runes. Good grab for them.
Looks like Onyx are trying their luck down bottom, going up against Melons, who's just going to punch him in the face, but Melons is able to grab it, so like you mentioned, 3 bounty runes for the Radiant right now, and that is a somewhat decent gold advantage going their way.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So the Beastmaster's going to be safe lane on the top lane. Looks like Demon's playing a support Batrider. We saw this a little bit at, was it Boston Major? TI? I can't remember. I think it was the Major, pretty sure. But nice little D ward here by Melons grabbing the Observer ward. So his camps will spawn and he's going to be able to pull with those. Support Batrider it can work, but I'm not sure if it's going to work this game. It certainly will be very good against potential Living Armor early game. But and this is just a really good matchup for Onyx to do. The Ursa versus Spectre just kind of counters everything Spectre wants to do, since Ursa's so good at killing single target heroes. And that's exactly what Spectre's survivability is being very survivable by herself.
Yeah, lots of regen starting things out. Spectre with 6 tangos.
Yeah,
Gonna
she
be-
gave 2 to the mid instead of the support. That was kind of a cool play.
Yeah. Making sure 747 is going to be nice and healthy up against Abed on the TA. Now, it looks like Abed might be having a tough lane here, but I have seen a TA get out of control from just a couple minutes of unchecked farm in the mid lane.
Yeah, exactly. If Mirana actually leaves the lane or goes somewhere else, or if a couple ganks come in at the right time, it could be TA getting ahead. We'll see.
Right now, 747 doing a good job keeping the harass up, forcing TA to think twice about engaging. Speaking about engaging, Demon just going all the way in, gets punched up by Melons, but still pretty normal lanes. They're not going to be too crazy just yet. No bloodshed happening. Where do you think the first blood is going to be going down?
Probably the safe lane, if anywhere. I mean, I don't necessarily think it'll be Demon getting the kill here, but there's a lot of slow coming out on Mu. He can keep applying it until he picks up a stick, which is about now. There's not really a lot of response to this. So as long as Mason gets the fast boots and Demon keeps putting the napalm down, I could see Ursa getting a kill first. Although
Pretty
maybe
deep
mid.
initiation mid. Dubu rolled all the way forward. He's going to take an arrow to the face after a nice impale. Abed doing his best to zone. Now it's just Z-Freak chasing down the Earth Spirit. Leap forward from 747. One more tick of damage means 747 is able to snap up that first blood.
Really good try by Abed there to actually block the Mirana. She was forced to use Leap to get the kill, but super worth it for first blood. So nice rotation there by Z-Freak, of course. Guy makes a lot happen with very little sometimes, and that was a good moment for that.
Yeah, the double impale is really solid there. The fact that Earth Spirit kind of initiated really, really long-range roll, but 747 was standing way back. Just they weren't able to find what they needed out of that, and that put the Earth Spirit really out of position.
Yeah, he can definitely get stuff done in other lanes, though. I mean, there's already tons of slow coming from Napalm, so if he can on the Spectre, for example, this could impact. But although the creep wave is going to spot that he's here, so he won't get a surprise roll at least, but I think Onyx is doing all right with their laning stage, though. Mu's getting very little last hits. He's at 4 right now versus the Ursa's 15. So I think they're pretty happy with how things are going. And on the other side of the map, it's a Darkseer versus a Beastmaster. So this is maybe what we should be looking to change the laning stage for Complexity, is when Darkseer comes to the safe lane and does like a double Ion Shell and sees if they can get a kill with it.
Pings are gonna come out onto Demon. Again, Melon's just going invis, punching him up, walking back. That's gonna be the name of the game here for the Tree and Protector. You think we're gonna see anything unusual out of Tree, or is it gonna be standard itemization, standard skill build?
Nothing weird. It's not too surprising to see Swindles play sometimes a really hard 5. So I think this will be standard. The only thing that's slightly weird maybe, nah, he got Leech Seed too. It's actually not that weird in the case of double melee versus an Ursa, so he'll just try to do regular support duties, try to keep people from getting as much lane advantage, things like that.
Pings coming out down bottom. Looks like pretty clear that F.R.I.E is nowhere around, and Dubu just wants to keep punching up this Tree and Protector, keep him on lock. Mason's moving forward here. They're going to be able to get the stun, get the kick, but they don't have any vision to continue on. Dust is going to be coming out from the Bat Rider. Looks like it will connect onto Melons, but he's able to get himself back under tower, and Mason isn't quite big enough to dive tier 1s yet.
Yeah, they're completely fine here. It's getting a little scary, and Onyx is clearly getting more out of their lane, but it's not that offset. Demon was able to kill a large stack, kind of a nice boon for him. And they'll grab the bounties as well. So, but the important thing is that they're not dying. If Swindles and Moo die a couple times in this lane, it's a really bad thing. It'll really change the game. But all they have to do is wait until a rotation comes, or Onyx gets way out of position, and maybe they can get a kill.
Yeah, Mason left to his own devices here, and it looks like he's going to try to beat up Melons, but Moo is hot on his heels. Mason walks backwards there. He's able to go and keep himself safe. Again, pretty hard to get these early pickoffs. Everyone is very sustainable for now.
Yeah, especially with all the extra regen they have from the magic sticks, so. It's a decent trade, though. Force Ursa to go back momentarily, let the support go back to base. It's a decent trade. Last hits-wise, they're not looking amazing on Cole. They've got a decent spread between 4 heroes, but...
Moo could really be in some trouble here. Everyone went to go Shrine up. She's going to be able to dagger herself into the trees, gets that unlimited pathing, but it's not enough to save her. That's Dubo actually picking up the gold for that one.
Okay, so he rolled in, I'm guessing, and then stunned, and then Ursa caught up?
Yep.
Okay,
Ursa was already
makes sense.
chewing on him. Dubu just helped him get locked in place.
Yeah, that's really dangerous. There's not really a lot of times where you can trade hits with an Ursa as a Spectre, especially when he's not even close to like phase boots or anything. He's gonna go Helm of the Dominator like he did in the last game. It's definitely a good item for helping her laning be a bit better, but it does leave her pretty offensively weak for a long period of time. See if we trying another gank in the mid lane.
Yeah, he's definitely trying. Until he gets that level 6, though, it's going to be somewhat underwhelming. He's able to land an Earth Spike. They cut through the Refraction, but that's just 747 getting a little bit of free farm time.
Yep, exactly. If the Refraction is up, it's just a very low chance of getting a kill, but just occasionally showing up is nice because it might make Abed play a little bit safe. And other times that could lead to less advantage in the lane, so just a little bit of rotation here and there is solid. Melon's approaching the top lane here. Still a lot of Ion Shell pressure from Monkeys. Looks like he's not going Helm of the Dominator this game. One thing I see Cole do a lot is they never stack auras, which is kind of a cool playstyle from them. They always get like Basilius plus Vlad's plus Strum plus other items, and it really impacts a lot when team fights actually happen. Gank coming mid though.
Yeah, they're bringing in 2 heroes this time instead of just the Nyx. The Refraction easily cut through, and the Starfall is going to get the kill for Mirana there. Much needed by 747. They've got to check that TA's farm at every opportunity.
Yeah, they actually could have. Abed would have been able to delay that at least if he had a meld point, but he didn't pick it up. So, good timing on that kill and making ganks out of 2 heroes that don't normally go together very well.
Yeah, definitely making it work here. Down bottom, Moo gonna be getting himself back up to the high ground. Really wants to finish off this camp, but Dubu's right there, invised up by a rune, and Mason is hungry now. That Ursa moving forward gives Moo the idea that maybe something's not right, so she's gonna back off to safety.
Trent does give him that living armor, and Swindles actually does go for 2 points in Nature's Guise, since the bash duration goes up a lot more, and the movement speed as well almost doubles. Very good 2 second point skill, but this means that living armor is a little bit worse than normal, and the gank could come any moment here.
Yeah, we've got a Radiant Courier shooting in. Is going to be giving Melons a little bit of a help there, but they are going to go in. They find the stun onto Moo. There's mass rotation from Complexity. They want to delay this as long as possible. 747 comes in. Demon still looking to catch up on the Spectre, but there is going to be that Spike Carapace. Impale off the mark, but now Demon is trapped in unfriendly territory. Moo is low health, but still alive, and Melons is chasing out Dubu. It's not looking good for Demon. He's cutting his way through the trees, but Z-Freak is right after him. Has the Impale up in 2 seconds, but they're going to lose eyes on the Bat Rider. No blood comes out of that gank.
And everybody scatters across the entire map as well. It's kind of hard to follow that gank there.
Yeah, Melon's going to make his way towards mid lane. He's slowed down by a Psionic Trap temporarily. He's going to go in onto Abed. Melons, I mean, you're tanky as a tree, but this is a very ambitious play going forward. He's going to get stunned up again by the Psionic Trap, but is able to find his way invisibility. And now, punches up Dubu. And Moo's back in the fight. Already used the dagger, just chasing him down. Has the Ion Shell as well. That was an easy kill for Complexity. very long-winded fight there.
Yeah, I actually thought Treant was screwed there, but he made the play. The bait happened, and nice kill going to Spectre. That's the kind of stuff that he's going to really need to catch up, especially when he's almost 6 here. Once he's 6, any Ion Shell on him and anywhere else on the map, there's actually quite a bit of damage coming from him towards his opponents. So that's how Moo gets back into this game after the rough start.
Z-Freak able to find himself some arcane boots as well. Hits the impale onto. Looks like they want to make a play happen up top. Unfortunately for Swindles, I think that's a dead tree. That's so dead.
Yeah, very dead. So first roar of the game that I've seen at least. Follow up from Demon. He's at 1600 gold. That's pretty freaking insane considering this is a support Batrider. So very rapidly he's going to be 6 with Blink Dagger and about 600 gold, and that means nobody's really safe on the map. There's not a lot of survivability coming from the Quoll heroes other than Living Armor, but Batrider shuts that down.
Yeah, TA doing phenomenally well in the mid lane. She's top of the net worth chart even after taking a death in lane. So again, as soon as 747 rotates, Abed takes full advantage of free farm.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Or did you say TA? I thought you said Mirana for some reason.
No, TA.
You said TA though, didn't you? Yeah, you did. I just completely misheard. My bad.
Oh, she's about to take a huge stack with a double damage rune as well.
Yeah, really good rune to have in this case. TA is just one of the best junglers for this reason, and he will continue to stay ahead. And in the meantime, even if Mason doesn't get insane amounts of farm here, he's still pressuring the Spectre, so everybody on Onyx keeps getting ahead.
Oh, Melon's going up. The smoke's going to break. Abed just walks right in. There's going to be a Moonlight Shadow from the Mirana, realizing this is a very difficult ganks to follow through on, but they've got the Sentry Vision down. Moo walks out of it. Abed now going to get stuck by that wall of Replica, makes it up onto the high ground just barely, but the Impale catches him. Abed, can he make it to the shrine? He's able to do so. He gets some health back, pops the Psionic Trap to keep himself safe, and now Z-Freak is the one that's going to be burning down. This is looking good for the Dire right now. It was iffy at first, but the fact that TA didn't go down is huge here. Monkey's not able to get himself back safely, and it looks like they're just going to completely clean up here. Spectre, the only one to survive, just going to be TPing him right out of that one.
Man, the thing that actually really hurt Complexity there was that as they were engaging the fight, the Ion Shell went down on Spectre instead of on somebody else. But Spectre also got to critically low HP in that last final moment there. So because of that, the one good damage skill they have that would have helped kill the TA never came out in the fight, and Moo couldn't reinitiate. So it basically meant they never killed the TA, and then everything's just out of control after that.
Yeah,
at least one kill would have been nice.
This TA might become a problem pretty quickly. She's already most of the way towards her Desolator. She was able to take, was that a triple or quad stack of Ancients, and then pick up some assists and extra gold and extra XP from that team fight without going down.
Yeah, I mean, Abed's certainly farming really fast, but there are still very good TA solutions between the tree. His overgrowth is fantastic. The damage block from Living Armor is good too when you have a lot of minus armor coming out. And then you also have like Ion Shell plus Spectre. Kill coming on the bottom lane.
Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay for Mason. He had his courier idled out in the trees, and it was easily snapped up by Z-Freak, and then they realized that this Urza's all alone and maybe a little bit not paying attention. So quick pickup on him, but it's nothing you can't recover from.
Yeah, every kill that Mirana gets is hugely important just because it's going to be a bit closer to the Ags, and once they have Ags, then their burst sort of focused playstyle and teamfight focused playstyle is going to make it a lot easier to kill Onyx in fights. So they've got to be pretty careful here. Demon going for his first Blink Lasso, looking for a target. See if he can find somebody.
Yeah, I mean, this Batrider's timings are super impressive right now in terms of net worth. He's, you know, hanging on there. He's very near the Darkseer that had free farm for most of the game. And this is a Batrider without a home. It's not like he was sitting in lane all these times.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, Demon's been really good at Batrider for a very long time. Definitely, I mean, we're talking maybe like 3-4 years ago, but in that period of time, he was certainly seen as one of the better Batriders in the world. So I'm not too surprised to see him doing well here. Z-Freak looking for a kill.
He's under a sentry. So it's not going to be the easiest kill for him. In fact, he's going to get rotated around. He's going to be the food for the Batrider. Easily picked up, and that's another kill for Abed.
I really like how Abed played that. That was pretty sick. He didn't even go for the Melt Strike right away because he was a little worried about damage. Could have been a very successful kill by Z-Freak if he was alone, though, with the Ion Shell on top of him. It was a cool gank attempt.
This is also like a pretty not standard place to keep a sentry ward. It's done a lot of work so far.
Yeah, it's very good for spotting observer wards behind the tower, for example. That a Radiant hero would run over there, put a ward down so that they could always see who's at the tower. And when you have a hero like Treant on your team, it's very easy to get those wards down. So I think there's going to be a lot of cases where Onyx goes for D wards in really good ward places.
Right now, things looking good for our Dire squad, but I think once this Mirana gets Ags, that's going to be a huge jump point. She's about halfway there. So, you know, another 5-6 minutes, and this could be a very different game.
Going for another Ion Shell Invis for Z-Freak most likely here. It's waiting for the creep wave to get killed and he'll go search out for another kill. He's got to be careful of that sentry ward spot. I'm sure he'll keep it in mind. But in the meantime, just Onyx just sitting behind each other. Duba getting some free levels mid. Batrider sitting behind him. The observer wards of the Radiant team are really good though. They're spotting a lot of the movements from Onyx, so I think they feel pretty comfortable coming to the top lane.
Dire's bottom tower
Yeah, the rest
is
of
under
Onyx just
attack.
working on their own farm. I mean, Spectre obviously had a bit of a playstyle change after 7.0. What is she looking to really itemize here? What does Spectre need to get before she can actually be impactful in these fights?
She kind of just needs items that don't make her suck so bad in the early lane. is
Thanks,
the
Birch.
problem. Her laning is kind of rough, and transitioning into the early mid, she doesn't have as much impact as a lot of other heroes have because it usually takes either like Radiance, Diffusal, something like that to be effective. Her Spectral Dagger only does 200 magic damage, so it's a little bit iffy. And one of the things that helps solve that is Helm of the Dominator, since it gives her regen stats, all the stuff that kind of hurts in the laning stage that she can't build into fast enough.
Down
So,
bottom,
last game, he
747.
wins.
Bailing out as all 5 Onyx heroes are here. Looks like it's going to be a tier 1 for tier 1 trade. Complexity could try to rotate for this. It's being healed up by living armor, but I don't think they can mount enough of a defense this early on, so...
But yeah, especially with that, so it's a lot of damage.
Radiant's bottom tower has
So nothing really happening there. 747 pushing in mid in the meantime, just playing a little safe. He's got to be careful about where the rotations come from. And this is one downside of the Radiant wards now, is they don't spot rotations between tier 1 towers very well. They only spot where Onyx is on their side of the map. So right now they have to kind of stick close together because they aren't always sure if Onyx has taken a tower and gone to gank.
Look at this. It looks like we're just going to be trying to go for some tier 2 on tier 2 pressure, but Complexity at least wrapping around a little bit for this one. We'll see how they're actually going to engage. Spectre does have her Haunt ready to go. There was a scan from the Dire team, so they know that Radiant is definitely looking to contest this, but they're not able to get into the tower in time. So that's 2 towers going the way of Onyx in a minute and a half.
Yeah, they're really not ready to fight, and if they make a big mistake with positioning, somebody's going to get lassoed or even like blink melt striked by TA. So taking fights right now is very, very scary for Cole. Hawk here gets killed in the jungle by the Ion Shell, but for now I think Cole just has to farm up a little bit more and wait until they either have Ags on Mirana or until Spectre has a good item. That's when they can start fighting.
Mason now picks up his Blink Dagger. This Ursa just got a whole lot scarier.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's definitely very scary against Spectre still. She's picking up a Ring of Aquila, a pretty good damage item, actually a very good early game damage item and armor item. So Spectre needs this against Ursa. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up the 5 armor again this game like he did in the last. Don't know if he's going to go Vanguard again though. Looks like he did queue it up. Just built a lot of raw HP and regen in the previous game, so definitely paid off big time.
Yeah, Spectre's definitely off to a bit of a slow start. 1-1 is the kill score in terms of overall net worth. Or Spectre is, at the bottom of the pack as far as carries go.
Yeah.
Definitely needs some more time to scale up.
Yeah, and that wouldn't have happened if she had a safer lane where it was just her hitting creeps. But that, when you're against the Spectre, you don't let that happen. You try to reduce the amount of farm she gets in the laning stage, because you know that once you get into the mid game, if you have a bad early game, it's kind of tough for Spectre to still get a lot of farm. So it's this long period of time where Spectre is waiting for fights and ganks to happen. That way she can steal the kills and be a part of it. Although we may see Mason get killed here.
Yeah, Z-Freak coming right on in. They've got the arrow as well.
Hit
They
the
got a
neutral.
decent stun going forward. The Hellbear just walking around doing whatever it can. The Wall of Replica comes out from the Darkseer. I think it's likely that Mason goes down. The rest of his team bails out. They don't want to try to help him. They realize he's in too deep. There's nothing they can do, so... Unfortunate loss right there. That Ursa was off to a really strong, momentum swing, but just kind of gave it up.
I mean, it was, but it took pretty much every single ultimate on Complexity except for Overgrowth to get that kill, and that one Thunderhide or Lizard or whatever it was blocked the arrow, so the gank got so much harder than it had to be. So a little bit of time here where Onyx is probably not feeling so scared about getting ganked. At least Haunt is down. They've got that going for him. But
Looks
that was
like
certainly a lot of pressure.
Onyx going straight into the Roche pit. Their Ursa's down,
Yeah.
so I don't think Complexity are really thinking this is likely. They've got an Observer Ward here on this high ground, so they're going to spot it out. We'll see how they're going to react.
And again, they used all their ultimates trying to kill the Ursa there, and because of this, Onyx is going to say, whatever, we'll take the easiest Rosha we've ever had.
It's very easy. They're going to give the first Aegis to Abed. Not a bad choice here, as Abed's going to go forward. Oh my god. They just destroyed 747. That Mirana never stood a chance. And they're going
That
to
was
be
a
blinking
huge
forward,
grab.
looking for melons as well. There is going to be a vacuum into a really nice impale. It's locking everyone down, but there's no damage to bring them forward. Kick comes in. They stun up melons. They're able to find the kill in the tree as well. So all of Onyx feeling very healthy, and they're going to be
Radiant's
peeling
middle
apart
tower
these
is
towers.
under attack.
And it's amazing how much impact Demon just made with that grab, though, because They already had the Roche advantage. Then they grab one of the most farmed heroes on the enemy team and guarantee killing them, and they cleaned up a support afterwards. So they have insane map control right now, and they didn't even have to use their Aegis or any super huge teamfight ultimates. So Onyx is in an amazing position right now. 30 seconds left till Spectre gets his ult back, but they need to start killing people really soon. And in some ways, I kind of feel like Spectre even might need to go for a Radiance earlier than a Vanguard here. I feel like he needs impact in the fights. I feel like he needs to be able to stop Blink Daggers, break refractions, stuff like that.
Yeah, Moo having a really tough time getting online. You look at the overall net worth, it's already about 6,000 in favor of Onyx, and the experience may even be scarier. These early levels coming out for our Dire squad that just aren't there on Radiant. Now Z-Freak getting chased down. He's going to get bopped up by
Great
the roll. And now it looks like Melons has a really nice fight to take for himself. He's going to have the overgrowth right now, just gets it back off cooldown. He's going to pull it out. They got the roots. They're able to find one. They're looking for another. Looks like Beastmaster's just going to have to take the loss, but a double damage TA moves her way into the fight, finds the kill on the Spectre, and she's hunting for more. They bring the bear forward. He's stunned up by the Carapace. Z-Freak going to try to TP out, and they're not able to put out enough damage just yet to take out the Nyx Assassin, but it's still not looking fantastic for Complexity as they lose their Spectre once again. Monkey's going to be surging away from Abed here. He's got his blink up, but has to wait 5 more seconds for that.
It's pretty tough to take a fight against the Necro 3. I know they were talking in the last game about how Necro is not as popular as it used to be, but it's amazing this game due to all the Invis heroes. Treant, Nyx Assassin, and the Potta multi, and it's
Demon's
guaranteeing
still
them more
hunting.
kills here.
Yeah, he's still got himself a lasso. Abed fine taking a couple of tower shots. His refraction's down. There is a vacuum. Abed getting very, very low here. Does have to burn the Aegis. Z-Freak moving forward. Goes for the Impale. Templar Assassin's going to be up in just a couple of seconds. Can she turn this around? Oh, hell yeah. They squished that bug, and they're looking for another kill onto Melons. They've got the vision that they need. Mason continuing the chase as well. This is just a train of Dire heroes ready to rip apart this tree, and it looks like Melons will fall. Unfortunately, that is Treant Protector's 4th death.
So Onyx continuing to be very good at running over their opponents, because all it really took was a semi-even laning stage, and they got put in this position. And a lot of that really was laning against the Spectre, because Spectre's been so far behind this whole time, limiting his ability to actually gank and accelerate from there. So the Onyx laning stage into the Onyx early mid-game team fights, they're just over-pressuring their opponents. But at least Complexity does have eggs on Mirana now. If they can start taking some good fights, this could change everything.
Z-Freak is going to be up here, goes for the Impale, and they're going to be TPing in the Darkseer. He's going to go ahead and cancel that one and just walk himself into lane, but it may be too late already. Z-Freak able to scuttle his way home. The arrow flies out from Mirana, but they can't find an initiation. They're just using this dominated mud golem to try to get some vision and information onto what's going on.
Yeah, it's not going to do a whole lot, though, unless it gets killed now. Cole's got to take very strong team fights, and it's kind of hard for them to execute their heroes as far as I'm concerned. They've got to do, like, vacuums into Mirana arrows and stuff like that. Z-Freak's been landing a lot of stuns and comboing his hero well with others, but it's so much easier for Onyx to just roll through their opponents than vice versa. It could start with a Beastmaster Roar, a grab from the Bat Rider, or even maybe an initiation with Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it looks like Complexity are going to start to 5-man. I mean, they just can't be alone right now. Onyx has phenomenal pickoff potential, so deep roll there from Dubu.
Oh, broke the infused raindrop. Mission accomplished.
Now Moo just going to be trying to whittle down this tower slowly but surely. His creeps are going to be coming in, and, well, they might find this tier 1, but is it going to be at a steep cost?
It's kind of dangerous. They do see Ursa's top. He could TP, though. He's kind of low in mana.
And Abed just going forward. Looks like there's a nice vacuum wall from the Darkseer. Monkey's playing this very well. Beastmaster's going to shout, and it looks like they are able to get the jump now. Move, focus down. Z-Freak's going to be moving forward. Still has his spells ready to go. Now another long roll in from Dubu, who's immediately going to be picked off. Meanwhile, Monkeys does drop. Z-Freak getting low, but another Impale connects on almost everyone. Spike Carapace keeps him alive for just a little bit longer. But in the end, it's still going to be Complexity with the higher death toll.
Yeah, it was really tough for Spectre there. He jumped in, but he just got so slowed by everybody. Must have been like Boar plus TA traps repeatedly. And just Cole was not able to profit on the vacuum into the Nyx Assassin stun. I'm maybe thinking maybe Z-Freak made a huge mistake with the Midas pickup. Because if he doesn't have a Midas, he definitely has a Blink Dagger, and then maybe that fight starts with 3 heroes being stunned for 3 seconds. Could have made a big difference.
Melon's cornered here in these trees. Demon just burning down everything possible, trying to make Tree reveal himself. But looks like they're just going to be content with getting a couple towers, getting a couple more picks, and kill score doubled up in favor of the Dire. Net worth over 10,000 now, almost 15,000 on experience. And looking at the levels, you can really see the breakdown happening.
So at this point, Cole is kind of in desperation mode. They've basically lost fight after fight. The net worth is insanely in Onyx's favor. What they have to do at this point is just passively farm until Spectre gets Radiance, which will make a big impact in the team fight, or they need to start doing some like desperation smoke ganks once Onyx spreads out a little bit. Because I think a full 5v5 fight, there's no way Cole wins fights. Like, look at Onyx right now. They actually just smoked and kind of sat on that high ground to wait to see if Cole would approach, for example, because they know Roche is going to be up semi-soon. So they will take the pressure on, though, and they're crossing the map looking for a kill.
Yep, we got Beastmaster leading the charge up here. I mean, Treant Protector's not the most high-value kill, but you'll sure take it. Abed gonna go forward, gets that Psionic Trap onto Melons. Vision might be a little bit of an issue here.
They don't want
Gem.
to... Oh, they actually do have Gem on bat.
He's on bat, but just slightly out walking him. Now they get Vision onto Melons. They know which direction he's heading, but the Demon can't stop walking.
You can blink now. It should
There
be
we
fine.
go. They've got him. They got the blink right on top of him. The Gem's there, and just look at the damage being thrown out by Abed. Beastmaster's gonna pick up the kill there. He's already got his Necro 3s. This is just everyone getting exactly what they need to. Down bottom, Mason's going to find the kill onto 747. We talked about the Mirana getting Ags and how that's going to be a huge changing point, but she can't live.
Yeah, and in that case, if 4 heroes or 3 heroes on Onyx are on the top lane, what you need to do is try to get a kill on whoever is left on Onyx on the other side of the map. And in that case, it was just Mirana dying. Needed to... I think she got killed right before the next assassin got there, something like that. Probably not expecting her spirit to show up is what happened, so... any opportunity there for getting ahead didn't happen, and it was another death.
Yeah, this is Onyx just being so aggressive right now, riding their advantage. You look at the vision that they've got here. This is what Dire are seeing right now, and it's their map is lit up. They can see everything going on the Radiant side of the map, and there we go. There's a drag coming back in. Darkseer going to get pulled apart, and another kill goes the way of the Beastmaster. Abed, he got that crucial time in lane to farm up, get an early deso, and it's just been a complete massacre from there.
Everybody on Onyx is insanely farmed. Except for Earth Spirit, he's got nothing. But that's pretty standard for Dubu.
Yeah,
Dubu
Earth
usually
Spirit.
sacrifices
Step it up.
heavily for his team.
We'll see here as our first tier 3 siege is going to be going in. Z-Freak trying to prevent the inevitable with his Impale. The Fortify being
Gotta
spent.
blink.
Mirana shoots in the arrow, but TA just keeping everyone under control with those Psionic Traps. And Complexity, they are so feeling the pressure. Unless they have a phenomenal team fight in the next couple of minutes, I think it may just be all over.
Nyx has blink. I don't think they try for this tier 2. It's just the range breaks. It's just not worth it. So much safer to play it. Let them lose a Rax, maybe take a later team fight. Z-Freak sitting mid just in case they rotate over, but they're gonna back off, play safe. They know they have a stupid gold advantage. All they have to do is keep this up a bit, and they're gonna close it out. And here comes some desperations.
I mean, Spectre's doing all right here up top. Moo found some freedom where he's not being pressured, found some lane farm, now dipping into the jungle. So he's getting closer to that Radiance, but it is 26 minutes into the game.
Yes, and Radiance will still help by all means. Stopping Blink Daggers is half the battle against a Batrider TA as well as Ursa. So if they can initiate the fights, they can certainly win it with Radiance. But without Radiance, there's almost no way. So unless it's like 1 by 1 or something like that. They'll spot out Abed. He's got a BKB though, so if it breaks, and his smoke broke on top of the trap too. That's huge.
Oh, they're going forward. Batrider shows off his new BKB. Abed popping his as well. This is getting real ugly. They just completely obliterate the bug. Mason still yet to show off his new BKB. Everyone's going to shrine up, get more mana. And this is Onyx just feeling really comfortable.
Well, on the bright side, Mirana was able to kill the tier 1 tower mid, and she's got her own Blink Dagger now, so certainly could have been worse, considering how much was at stake there. Could have been the 5 heroes. So dead Nyx for a bit, but he's fine. He's still got Midas. He's got his Blink Dagger. Like an occasional death for Cole is not going to set them back heavily if it's just one and it's one of their lower farmed heroes. If it's a core, that's a huge issue because you need those heroes to scale into a position where they can win fights. But if it's Swindles or Z-Freak or even maybe sometimes the Darkseer, not a big deal. As long as it buys them time.
I mean, they definitely need their time because looks like Onyx is ready to go and rip off the Band-Aid. They're going to head for this last exterior tower. And, yeah, finish off the shrines on their way. Yeah, you get him, Mud Golem. How long is that going to take?
I mean, this tower's dead basically instantly. 10-second BKB on the Ursa as well. They're just so ready to team fight. They've got the mobility advantage by far, and they've got BKBs on 3 other 5 heroes. And the Beastmaster who doesn't has a hood, so even him, he's not going to die in fights. And he'll probably pick up a pipe next, just to help protect against the Radiance once it actually comes out.
Roshan melting down incredibly quickly. And, yeah, I mean, Onyx are feeling relatively unchecked. They would have to do Some very quirky initiations in team fights to completely throw their lead at this point, but we'll see as Z-Freak's going to be moving forward again. Has that Ion Shell. He's doing some damage to the creep wave, but the rest of Complexity are backing off. They know that Onyx is ready to rumble at any time.
Trent sprinting for his life right now.
Look at this
Gotta
Mud
be
Golem
careful.
go.
Dire's bottom tower
It's been stolen, I think.
Yeah, he's a fast little guy.
Yeah, they all are. They'll run at 425 movement speed with the Helm of the Dominator. One of the many reasons that it was seen as very OP. But definitely a good creep to have in the fight. Just a little bit of a stun to interrupt something like... Alright, there's literally no channeling spells on Cole, but the damage is good, 125.
Yeah, I mean, the lockdown's good as well. You look at what Onyx actually have to stun in a team fight, and they can commit Primal Roar, which is pretty big. They've got Batrider Lasso, but other than that, they're hoping for some lucky shots by our Earth Spirit. Living Armor committed onto the tower. Z-Freak goes in for an Impale. Yeah, he hits it, but it hurts literally no one. Batrider going to be moving forward. BKB dragging up. Swindles here. No time to react.
He's got buyback. They could maybe fight with this now. He's got to just buyback, I feel. He's going to buyback TP. He does. He goes in.
They are going forward. Monkey's able to pop down the wall, but he's going to get stunned up as well. And it looks like the rest of Onyx still able to style on the Radiant. They're going back in. That's going to be a dieback onto the tree. Primal Roar committed onto the Spectre. She's going down as well. They may end up losing the Ursa here, as he is going to fall, but this is still looking really good for Onyx. They're getting the free time to focus down the racks. Monkey's just walking around the outskirts of the fight. Moo bought back, and now they are able to find Templar Assassin.
With
She's
the
got an
Air
Aegis. Can they keep her locked down in her second life? She's got Blink now. Will she be able to make her way out? It looks like she's just going to be walking. Gets Force Staff forward by her teammates. She's going to get Mana Burn Vacuum back into the fight. This is all about just keeping Abed alive. Kicked back up onto the high ground. Well played from the Earth Spirit. And now Dubu has to roll his way out. May end up giving his life for this. In fact, he does. Demon as well going to be focused down. So Complexity now starting to collect
Damn.
these high value kills.
That was huge hold there. They didn't even lose a barracks on that. They just lost the tier 3 and they picked up a gem as well. It cost them a lot of buybacks, but considering how far behind they were, completely worth it. They actually gained about 2,000 net worth against their opponents there, and the experience change is insane. This will make a big difference in their next fights because that's more talents, that's more just raw stats from leveling up. I mean, Moo did lose at least 700 gold in the course of that fight, so he doesn't have Relic anymore like he did before, but that's a whole lot better than the game just ending, and it felt a lot like the game was about to end in that fight.
Abed going forward, trying to collect some more Ancients. Now, the fact that TA didn't die there was pretty huge. I thought for sure she was going down, but the Force Staffs and the kicks there from the Earth Spirit definitely saved her ass.
So definitely good for her. I mean, she's the biggest net worth, so if she goes down, she's going to feed a ton of gold. Especially because, what, 5-1 and 14, he's probably got a decent streak going. I'm going to pick up a Daedalus next for him so he can one-shot people. It's a good pickup against heroes like Tree, I think.
Yeah. I think Complexity's big hope here is the Darkseer. The vacuum wall initiations have been really on point for every single team fight. And of course the Ion Shells, especially on the Nyx, really starting to chunk people down.
It definitely helps a lot. Oh, this looks really bad for some... Okay.
Tree doesn't have his, or rather Batrider doesn't have his Drem anymore. But Tree and Protector may still be dead here. Look at the crit coming out. That Meld Strike has got to be brutal.
And that was fairly significant because Swindles did buy back in the last fight, so that's a longer than average death timer here in this moment.
Centaur.
There is a Relic on Spectre, but he still needs about 1,000 gold to finish the Radiance. He's not going to get it in time here, but he will leave the base to go farm it because that's the only safe place for him to get items. And he can always haunt when the fight starts.
Complexity. They're tensing up here behind the racks. Backdoor protection. Gonna be going down, so Abed just going to work. Monkey's gonna go get Hurricane piked away. Not gonna be dying there, but the blink forward from the bat to drag him back into the fight. That is a dead Darkseer. He does have buyback. We'll see if he's gonna spend it here. Again, Moo.
It's just so easy for them to get a kill with the BKB on bat. Just one guy's dead every time.
There we go. Buyback coming in. Moo has yet to haunt. Whenever Complexity want to start this fight, they can. Nice boulder kick, though. Dubu holding everyone in place, and Abed's going to move forward with that BKB, chunking apart Monkeys, and now that's a dieback for the Darkseer. We'll see how Onyx are going to want to finish off this fight. It looks like Mason wants to blink forward. He just wants the blood flowing, and Melons will be finished off. This is going to be just a very, very unfortunate fight for Complexity. They lose their Spectre as she haunted into the fight and fell. 747, the lone survivor, will be plucked off by Abed. This tower soon to be going on. Melons is going to disconnect and the GG called out. So you can tell Swindles is probably not in the best of spirits.
Yeah, that was a really tough game for them. I feel that it was kind of a clear picture of the fact that there are some weaknesses to Spectre as a carry, and the laning stage that he had to deal with was very difficult. They never had anybody get online fast enough, and that either had to come from Mirana, in my opinion, or Spectre. And I don't even think we saw any early Darkseer rotations either, which easily could have been impactful. Like, even just TPing to the safe lane when you're like level 3 or level 4, that can absolutely make a difference. Iron Shell your Spectre, throw a Surge on him, and have him just run down the Bat Rider. It maybe is a little scary, but like some kind of rotation needed to happen. And I feel like the only person that actually ever rotated was Z-Freak with an occasional Swindles rotation, but they needed a core to show up and do something. And Spectre couldn't do that because he was underfarmed, and Mirana didn't have eggs. So somebody else needed to get something done.
Game number 1, a huge shutout in favor of Onyx. We'll lot more.
Whoa.
Oh, hello.
First Centaur.
That's my boy.
Is it ever bad to first pick Centaur, Suns fan? Are there any heroes that really
Of course
just
not. Very
destroy 'em?
flexible hero. Play a multitude of ways, meaning one, but it works every time. So
10 seconds.
What an
think it's great.
outstanding review.
Deep analysis.
Dude,
I mean,
they've made Centaur like
5
better
seconds
and better.
remaining.
yes.
You must be so happy. That hero was pretty dumpster for a
I
while.
liked the
Reserve
illusion
time.
version personally.
I do not
And then
like the
they
illusion version.
fixed
That was
the bug.
dumbest shit in the world.
I- I
Oh, look, I've
explained
made
this
a
to
Manta
everybody.
illusion that will kill your tower
It
by
will-
standing here.
To be honest, the inconsistencies make no sense. It's like, all right, glaives
Exactly.
work on illusions, axe spins on illusions,
Yep.
but Centaur return, nah, fuck that shit.
That's a bug.
That's
Made a bug.
That was a slap in the face, honestly.
It's
It was.
standard
took me
Dota.
some
Fix
time
that
to recover.
bug.
10 seconds.
All right, Queen of
remaining.
Pain, opener for complexity. We saw Chessie do a safe lane Queen of Pain in
5
game 1 of their
seconds
series
remaining.
earlier against Wanted. So some flexibility here. Could be mid, could be safe lane.
Reserve
open-ended.
time.
Quap. Ugh, first pick Quap. How you gonna pick that with the hard counter Rasta still available?
It's their
The
comfort
hard
zone, babe.
counter Rasta. That is not what I expected.
Hard counter mid Rasta, right?
Hard counter mid Rasta, double stuns, easy snakes. One thing that Quap don't like, it's snakes.
The Vipes.
Too much work.
Can't handle the Vipes.
What? I'm talking about Rasta's ult, baby.
Yeah, they're serpents, vipers,
Dire team
Vipes, the snakes.
So you're saying that in a game
Radiant team
where you're
won.
mid, you're gonna say she doesn't like the Vipes, and you were referring to the snakes of Rasta.
Yes.
All right. Disruptor
Yes.
picked up Skywrath Mage. How you gonna pick Skywrath with the hard counter Shadow Pugna still there? That's a
Because
scary
you can ban
thing.
him.
10
Well, there are
seconds
2
remaining.
bans coming up, Slack. So
But will
Because
they ban
it's
him?
a support Skywrath, so if they
5
pick Pugna,
seconds remaining.
you probably don't put it in a good position.
Reserve time.
well,
because
Skywrath
you're
is
countering a support.
great against Quap. I guess Disruptor pretty good against Centaur, right, Suns fan?
Dire team
No,
ban.
terrible. No one's good against Centaur except for
No, okay.
Necrophos.
I was thinking Glimpse
for
might be a good ability against
No,
Stampede,
absolutely
but
not, just
don't mind
terrible.
me.
Radiant
Sure, I
team
actually,
ban.
I really like Disruptor against Skywrath personally, just because he has such low HP, and there's not a lot of people that can really go toe to toe with that guy and mess him up. And just being able to glimpse back a Skywrath out of position, I mean, he's pretty much just done.
Yeah,
So
I could see that.
I enjoy
Dire
Disruptor
team
versus
ban.
Skywrath Mage quite
I can see
handedly.
that.
Ogre Magi gonna be banned out. No Clinks makes a lot of sense. Clinks has been building ogres in a limit. Excuse me. Clinks have been building orchids in elimination mode a
Yes.
lot, so not too good against Queen.
Why do you think that is, Phone? Why have we been seeing so many Clinks Orchid
10
first item?
seconds
What's the deal?
remaining.
Is that only in elimination? Because I've seen some
5
other ones where it's
seconds
different. I
remaining.
still saw
No,
like
the first day
Dragonlances
that
and
everyone
stuff.
made fun of me for saying that Clinks was going to
We
buy.
literally
Reserve
chastised
time.
Suns fan for suggesting
Yes.
it, and then I think we've seen it 3 times since then.
That's correct. Maybe you guys should listen to me more often, like the troll pick upcoming for Onyx.
Oh,
Look at this guy. Troll Quap is pretty nice. Little attack speed there.
I said for Onyx.
He said for Onyx, didn't he?
Amazing
Yeah.
with Centaur as well.
Whoa.
Yes, it's the best
Well-
compliment to Centaur with that plus 40 damage and level 10 talent.
I think the Orchid build has its merits, but I'm still quite a big fan of like the Dragonlance Blightstone build.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what other
I-
hero you have as your mid
think-
laner and what you're playing versus, of course. You know, Dota typical stuff.
With Bloodthorn, you're going to get Bloodthorn eventually
10
anyway,
seconds
right? That's
remaining.
always going to be an item on Clinks, I feel like. Because you're not going to
5
go Daedalus.
seconds
Nobody goes Daedalus
remaining.
on any hero except for maybe... We saw Gyro get it the other day.
TA,
Yes.
right?
I mean, I guess like a
Reserve time.
core
He just
Kunkka could, in theory, get a Daedalus at some point.
Yeah, true.
We saw
Dire
Cancel play a
team
core
ban.
Kunkka yesterday, so it's or 2 days ago, so it's pretty relevant.
Radiant
Bounty
team
Hunter,
Sea
though.
Freak Bounty Hunter and the instant Spirit Breaker. Oh no!
Oh, shit.
Oh
My trap card. Haha.
Seems like they knew that was coming.
Yeah, that's pretty good all around in this game. I mean, great against Quap already, and then you're gonna add a bounty hunter in that mix. Hey though, glimpse back on Spirit Breaker
10
Fogged.
seconds
It ain't so
remaining.
bad. Kinda.
Okay, I guess.
5
yeah, sure.
seconds.
Onyx now has like a good like duo roaming support too. Like their Spirit Breaker Skywrath with their ults can
Reserve
kill
time.
people pretty easily. While the
Does
bounty hunter
charge-
disruptor, you look at a little bit not
The
as
Charge goes through
synergistic.
kinetic field, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh lord. That's not good.
Cole at least has like heavy
Dire
magic
team
damage and
pick.
burst coming out with their lineup right now, and then they have the
Oh.
track for the glimpses, so they can get like bonus
Very
money on whoever's
interesting.
out of position.
The Lightning
Yes.
Revenant himself, Mr. Razor.
Yes.
Do you think this could be like a core Skywrath still, if it's not a support? I mean, it's more than likely a support Skywrath, but
Well, it
10
can't be good
seconds
against Razor,
remaining.
right? Because of unstable current.
yeah, it's
5
quite
seconds
awful.
remaining.
So that I guess that would be a no from me.
Reserve time.
What, they're doing safe lane quap again, I guess?
Wait, what was the talent they added for Razor? The unstable current plus something damage, right? It's actually legitimate, like nuke now.
How much does it return normally? 200? 150?
Probably like 100. I'll check.
It's plus 130 unstable current damage at 15.
What
And
is
then
it
what's
normally at
the-
level 4? Do you know?
Yeah, what's
It's
default?
like 100 something? I think it's only 100. I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
it
pretty
hits.
big.
I'm checking right now.
Hmm.
It's either 100 or 130.
Radiant
Yeah, it's 130.
team ban.
So it doubles.
doubles
The doubles, yeah.
That's nice.
So yeah, maybe not a core Skywrath
Wiper.
Well, you called it, Zyori.
Can't handle the vibes, dude.
Can't handle the vibes in that mid lane.
That's Viper versus Razor. One of the most cancerous matchups ever.
Ugh.
Cancer versus cancer.
Who actually wins that matchup, all things
seconds
equal, without
remaining.
rotations and stuff? Is it kind of a wash?
5 seconds remaining.
Probably the Viper. It's whoever gets boots first, right?
Reserve time.
Yeah, okay.
The rush to boots.
Just get it level 1 and you win.
Yeah, it's over.
Pretty sure. That's
Well,
how
It's
it
not that
works.
bad, because Viper gets like damage already from Nether Toxin, and you can't take Nether Toxin damage. It's always going to be there.
I guess that's true. Of all the heroes to go boots first, Viper's probably
Well, Razor
sort of
too, though.
viable.
Or Viper as well, though, because
They might both go boots.
Yeah.
level one.
Oh
Static
shit!
Link is Static Link. You got to run away, you know.
The two titans meet mid lane with brown boots first. It's happening. Run.
I think we saw that happen so much, like the OD versus Razor matchup, the old school thing. You'd see
Yeah.
like the OD start with boots, and he'd be like, "Oh, the Razor doesn't have boots. He's screwed."
Oh.
So
Okay.
what do we need here?
Game.
Complexity looking for an
Dire
off
team
laner,
ban.
and Onyx looking for a safe lane core. Broodmama now banned by Complexity.
I think Onyx. I like Troll. I also like Wraith King
Yeah,
or Mason.
I think
and
those are both
Cole.
quite good.
I really like Troll again. Yeah, really good with Spirit Breaker.
10 seconds remaining.
Great with Viper, gives him Tower Siege.
And Centaur
actually-
too, of course.
An amazing troll
5
game, actually.
seconds
Now that you say
remaining.
it.
It's
Dire
good. It's
team
not amazing because for the Razor, but it's good for the other heroes. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if they'll pick it just because the Razor really does kind of screw Troll.
Not as good as a Broodmother game.
Is there any chance this is a Bloodseeker for Onyx? This looks like an okay Bloodseeker game.
This looks like a good
Radiant
Bloodseeker.
That's
Yeah, they go for
No,
Troll.
I was gonna say Cole, but they already have their supports. So
God
never mind.
damn, that is a good draft, if I say
yeah,
so myself.
that's a good troll pick. Viper, Spirit Breaker. Ooh, that's nasty.
Troll
What's
with
the-
the Spirit Breaker movement speed thing is going to be pretty relevant to like run away from the static link because Razor's going to have track movement speed, so that'll help him
10
at least.
seconds
Right,
remaining.
but I mean,
How about Elder Titan off lane? Is that a
5
thing?
seconds remaining.
What about Tide Hunter?
again?
Long cooldown. I
Reserve
don't like because
time.
Troll can just
Yeah.
take your base so fast.
They need somebody with a big team fight disable though. They're pretty light on stuns, team fight. Like they don't even have a good
10
frontliner. They need a
seconds.
beef
Go
king
Magnus or something maybe.
here. I mean, maybe Void.
5 seconds
Not a follow-up
remaining.
for Void, really.
Quap, Disruptor, Razor. Oh, Necro. Okay.
I don't know what the lanes are at all.
Not crazy about this.
Off lane Necro, safe lane Quap, mid Razor. I think likely.
I have no idea.
Okay, sure. Here's what's going to happen, boys. Bounty Hunter gets off a bunch of tracks, which has open vision for Disruptor. global almost glimpses back into the Razor, who will be stealing damage from the Strength Centaur and blowing up the rest of the team with
Wow.
Static Link, and then the Necrophos and Quap blowing up everybody else.
They have
Easiest
no-
win for Complexity ever. Done.
They have 0 stun on Cole for the Razor to get his link off.
You know who
Literally
didn't
0.
need stun? Team Wings
That's
and
not true.
TI6. Still
They
work.
have plenty of stuns. They have Necro Ult and they have Bounty Aghanim Scepter Shuriken.
Oh, and they increased the stun duration on the
That's
Shuriken.
right.
That's right.
That's
I
right.
forgot.
It's a cask.
Yep.
0.75
now.
second stun.
Well, mark my words, Complexity 100% easiest game of their
You know,
lives.
Slacks, as much as I'd like to agree with you here, I think the Wiper might have this. I believe in the Troll. I got to go
Alright,
on
I'm going to say Onyx, unless Z-Freak can get a quick Ags. That bounty hunter. I'm just kidding,
Ags.
Onyx.
The only
Onyx
thing
is
that'll
just
save this
pretty good.
game is a Bounty Hunter Ags. Have we really gotten to that point in elimination mode?
If
Could
he ends up
happen.
getting Ags, it's pretty legit.
No, it's more legit than
Pretty
PLs, I'll give you that.
I disagree with that, actually. I disagree with that.
Fog, you coming to my camp, buddy?
No, I'm very Onyx favored.
Oh,
Cole,
okay.
they have like no disable and they have no frontliner. While Onyx has like 3 tanky frontliners and a lot of damage. Cole, they have okay damage, but I just don't think that they have like a disruptor for catch and that's it. Disruptor and track.
If this is safe lane, Chessie Quap again, there is some serious pressure on this Queen of Pain to have a nasty game.
Jesse.
Well, that's never happened in this patch, so maybe this will be the first. Queen of Pain will just blow up.
Yeah. Well, Chessie did have a godlike streak earlier on Queen of Pain.
Neato. I'm sure it will win
Chessie?
the
Wait,
game.
what? I'm so confused.
Well, they did Chessie safe lane Quap early. I don't know if they'll do it again here, but sky's the limit.
Sky is actually the limit in this game because he is
Haha.
going to destroy Queen of Pain. So that is the limit has been found.
Ah, good math, Slack. So we'll have Game 2 coming up momentarily here, folks. This is the second to last day of EM3. Tomorrow is just the best of 5 grand finals. Of course, the show match, the best of 1 ability draft. Slacks versus Suns fan will be starting right before that.
And
the
I
tail
will
end.
win. It will be
I was
great.
saying Chessie because Chessie's not on this team.
Thank you,
Doesn't
Fox.
want
And, yeah, I guess
Fuck.
we're going to that draft, eh?
Yes, draft it, please. I mean the game.
Wow.
Wow.
Great job, panel
Wow.
here. We are in potentially the last game of this series. This is Onyx versus Complexity, game number 2. Again, winner moves on to the grand finals to fight against the EU big boys OG. Loser, well, they're just going straight home. I'm
Yeah, they're just
Annie,
going.
joined by Purge. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Better since the worst transition I've ever heard.
That was
led into us.
atrocious.
It was real bad, but we're gonna survive. Hopefully, getting some more games. Fingers crossed. The Onyx draft is pretty cool though. Lots of cool features, lots of stuns, gank potential, laning stage strengths. But you never know with Bounty Hunter. If Cole gets ahead, and Cole is pretty good at 5-manning and winning those fights sometimes, they could absolutely accelerate in a big way.
Yeah, they definitely could, but I got to admit, I'm riding the Onyx train right now. They picked Skywrath Mage, my favorite hero in the whole game, and I mean, early levels, this guy is just so good.
Yeah, he really is strong. Although they do have to deal with Heartstop Aura this game, and there's a lot of tanky heroes on Onyx. That means if Mood just stays alive, everyone on Onyx will die. So they got some good stuff going for them.
Looks like it's going to be a relatively uneventful starting game. Just going to be a rune stolen on either side. Down bottom, Dire snap it up. Z-Freak able to get a little bit of gold for himself here. I think our panel pointed it out. There is a world of pressure on Z-Freak here to just start getting bounty kills, get his level 6 ASAP, and make it so there's at least potential for gold advantage.
Yeah, and I think Onyx feels comfortable aggro dual laning consistently just because they probably feel they can beat Cole in the laning stage, but this one's going to be a little bit harder. Troll plus Spirit Breaker versus Necro and Disruptor. At level 1 at least, Cole has a huge advantage here. And yeah, instantly Mason's going to rotate lanes. That's because if they left Quap solo off lane versus a Centaur Warner, I feel like Quap can beat that as well, just with dagger spam. So we'll probably see some lane rotations. Yeah, that's what's happening. Centaur against the dual lanes. This is going to be a more typical game than the previous.
Yeah, lots of pressure on monkeys here on the Quap. I do like the choice for Senta to rotate down. Like you said, just keep it beefy, keep it tanky. It'll be a little bit easier for Onyx to get those levels going without feeling like they're going to get completely harassed. In towards the mid lane, Z-Freak, and he's walking around, but there is already Dire Vision set up, so he's not too sneaky.
Yeah, Abed will react to this, although a little bit slow. Maybe he didn't see it.
And he's walking back. The Razor has been really on point with those static links, just wanting to get as much damage as possible, and has found a really good one on Skywrath Mage to start things off, and now he's sitting on an extra 36 damage now, so able to get some good last hits for himself.
I'm pretty surprised that he grabbed Unstable Current level 2, because it does nothing against Viper, but I'm guessing he did this because if Skywrath Mage actually shows up mid, that every single time the nuke comes, it'll reflect.
No!
Huge kill from Monkeys. I missed it. He got a solo kill. All right, well, it was a sick kill, guys. Although I would say Skywrath Mage is definitely very vulnerable as a support. It's one of the big negatives to him. So a hero like Quap that's offlane who gets some like a free level 2, level 3 where Monkeys is now, he can open up this whole game now. That was a huge, huge kill.
Oh no, you're making me feel so bad, Perch. It's all good. I think one of the reasons 747 picked up the Unstable Current is because it does give a visual shock when Spirit Breaker charges him.
That's a great point as well, yeah.
That's my go-to Razor pick against Spirit Breaker. Abed going to be moving forward here. Z-Freak's right behind him, trying to slow him down. They get the body blocks in, and Abed is going to keep stealing that damage. Can they actually get the kill here? One more hit from 747, it should be enough. Puts down the tree, tries to juke, but that's still going to be a big swing of gold going towards the Razor.
Yeah, that's one of the hero matchups that actually makes it hard for Viper to play the game, because very few heroes can out DPS Viper, but Razor certainly can with static. Can somebody shut that dog up?
He is just destroying that thing. Oh my god.
Okay, stop choking it.
I don't think he can. He has to get the rage out. Anyway, we're going to have Monkeys doing his best up here on the Quap, just sitting on those brown boots. I mean, what does Quap have to do this game to be the best offlaner possible? Because she's getting good experience.
Fast level 6. That's it. She already got a kill. Skywrath Mage is still level 1 for God's sake. All she needs to do is not die right now and hit level 6.
Unfortunately, I don't think she's going to be able to do that. So Dubu snaps up a kill, slows down her progress a bit.
It was good timing. They were basically waiting for Demon to get level 2 there before they tried that because they needed 2 disables and Silence would have provided one of them. So do get the kill on Monkeys, but the fact that he's already level 4 is a really good spot. I think I would keep going top for him and wait until you get 6 and then instantly turn that into a gank somewhere.
Yeah, looks like Z-Freak and Melon's moving their way towards mid, but it is going to be pinged out. The Dire know what's up, so it looks like Viper's going to be playing pretty safe, hanging on to his own high ground for now.
Yeah, it's really tough for him. Way less last hits than you would expect. Actually, that's not even true. He's got the same as what 747 does, so despite the tough laning stage, still doing well here. Their sentries will not spot each other.
Oh, that
funny.
is tragically close right there. Like
and it doesn't spot the ward either. It's a little unfortunate. But that's why you put your sentries in weird places sometimes.
Yeah, 747 really enjoying the static link. He has picked up the 1 point in Plasma Field, but I think he can just max out that W and he'll get what he needs to.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Abed didn't go at least 1 level in his passive. I feel like that might have kept him alive in some of those early gank attempts because it would have slowed attack and movement speed a lot. But he went for more of the Nether Toxin. He still doesn't have corrosive skin, in fact. Not sure if that's worth it. A little iffy, I feel. The 3 poison attack will definitely help some of that mobility advantage. Kind of covers a similar situation. So we'll see. They're going to try for a kill mid.
Yeah, Centaur's only going to be level 3, so certainly no Stampede to get everyone in place. So his smoke's going to pop and he's just going to walk away. Demon not able to find the kill there, but Demon, his smoke's going to pop, so they got to know Z-Freak's around there somewhere. He's doing a good job keeping himself hidden right now.
I feel like Cole's doing really well this game. It's going a lot better than the previous. I would say they're basically winning all of their lanes. I haven't been watching the safe lane for them very much, but Swindle's now picking up level 4. Moo's also at 5, so it seems like they're getting experience all over the place. The only person's a little under-leveled is Bounty Hunter, really.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter going to be stealing up some XP here, or at least trying to. Making sure Centaur's feeling unsafe farming. Spirit Breaker easily charges away from that static link from Razor, but I don't think it's going to be too nasty. And now we're going to have Bulba here. Just really getting eaten. He's going to get glimpsed back underneath the tower. They got the kinetic field on him. Looks like he's going to try to stomp. There is the Silence coming in onto the Necro, but he's still going to go down. Mason, though, he's rotating up, and Troll Warlord is angry. He's whirling his axes. Now Z-Freak is going to be getting chunked a little bit. Skywrath Mage moves forward. I don't think they're going to be able to pick anything up here unless Spirit Breaker charges back in. Gets bash onto both. They're able to find the pick onto the Bounty Hunter. Moo going to be next on the menu. Doesn't have his Ghost Shroud up, but he's got that movement speed. He's got the full tread, so able to walk himself away.
Yeah, he's actually a really slow hero, though. He got another movement speed nerf. Kind of sucks for Necro, but Hero's a little too strong. In the early game, he's a very valuable hero. Almost picking up 6 here as well, so we could see him getting a kill in the lane. I still think Cole's doing very well. Hero to check up on is probably Quap. She's about 5.5 right now, and when she hits 6, going for an early rotation could impact the game heavily.
Mid
Abed's
lane.
still farming well, 32.
Yeah, 747's just really been getting the most out of the static link, and he's not having any trouble finding farm for himself. He's not going to be
That's
highest
not
on the
completely
network.
true. Yeah, he's at 22 right now. So I think that's mostly because there's been a lot of ganks from Onyx, though. Not
Yeah.
necessarily because he's missing last hits. He's just reacting correctly to what Onyx is doing, attempting kill-wise. Because as long as like the Viper is a little bit behind, or at least isn't super accelerating from getting hero kills, then the hero will fall off a little bit. Razor's kind of in the same situation sometimes, but because he's in the mid lane and he's against like a Skywrath and a Spirit Breaker, it's kind of tough to do anything but play super defensive when you think a gank is coming.
Down bottom, speaking of ganks, Moo's going to get charged and hop right into the Ghost Shroud. And yeah, just going to be going back. The rest of Complexity are going to be smoked up, wrapping around. This is the first movement by the Razor, coming all the way back in and goes for a quick static link onto Mason. Not going to get
This
any
is hard
damage
now.
from that. And that's going to be Mason, just goes for the TP out. Is going to get held in place by the Scythe. Looks like he's still running. His Whirling Axe is trying to buy him some time. One more hit means he does go down. It's going to be Moo picking up the gold.
Told you, Heartstopper Aura, super OP right there.
Oh yeah, he can't run.
I really like this Treads build on Necro though, because whenever you actually kill creeps, you're getting regen, and then you can switch it. Jelly Treads can't come on top though.
Yeah, tried to blink away, but the charge still went on through. One more Arcane Bolt, not going to be enough to take down Monkeys. Z-Freak gets aggroed, but unsuccessful gank for Onyx.
Pretty good for successfully lowering Monkey's HP at least, but Razor TP into the top fountain here is going to refill their mana, but this Observer Ward's spotting all this out, so... The Crucial level 6 is up on Quap though. I don't know if he has a full mana rotation though. It's going to be very, very close. Yeah, he basically has to use all of his mana to just do a Blink Scream ult. So he's going to have to wait at least until he gets a Null Talisman or two, I think, to be able to afford this.
Yeah,
Never mind.
he's got one no tally if he wants to. He's going to go ahead and try with the ult. Dubu moving forward, just wants to get this kill onto Z-Freak. They've got the bashes. There is going to be the silence. They throw in another Arcane, and it should be enough to get down Z-Freak, but unfortunately, oh no,
raindrops.
the fade comes in. He's invis. He's going to pick up another kill here. Complexity are feeling so much more comfortable this game. Monkeys used his ult, burned up all of his mana, but that is worthwhile.
Yeah, he played that really well. Saved his wand charges for another Scream instead of going for a dagger or something like that, and Z-Freak able to buy himself time for the raindrop to stop the damage. Very good solution against Arcane Bolt in the early game, and now Onyx is in a really bad spot because Skywrath Mage is only level 4, and it's almost towards 9 minutes, 10 minutes. He's super under-leveled and isn't going to be able to combo very well. And I just don't see Onyx doing that well with combos until at least their Spirit Breaker and their Skywrath Mage hit 6. Or the Centaur gets a Blink Dagger. Until then, Onyx is going to get wrecked in the lanes, with the exception of Viper in the mid.
Yeah, our panel was saying that Onyx got this flawless draft and Complexity was going to be really struggling to find what they need, but I think you called it out. They've won every lane, I'd say. Overall,
Well,
net worth and XP is in their favor.
The issue is that it came down to lane predictions, that Cole went for the Quap offlane at the start, and Onyx went for the Centaur. So by the time that they had rotated the Troll to the top lane and the Centaur to the off lane, Quap already gets level 2, which kind of changes the whole thing.
Here we go,
Gonna
nice
at
gank
least
on the
kill Razor.
Razor. That's going to be 747, getting checked a little bit. That momentum slows down. Demon's going to go ahead and TP out. Glimpse back, though. Demon can't escape, and the rest of the Radiant, they don't want to let these guys off completely scot-free. We're going to have a chase in. Abed moving forward. Z-Freak, he's crawling around, getting vision for his team. He initiates onto Demon here, goes in. Shuriken does a huge amount of damage, but can they actually get the pick? Looks like Z-Freak himself might be trapped. Spirit Breaker's going to go ahead and charge out of danger as the rest of the Radiant respawn and rotate in.
So the that lane rotation just mattered so much in the laning stage because of the fast level 2, level 3 Quap. It allowed him to kill the enemy support, whereas if it was level 1 Quap, level 1 support, the Skywrath Mage could have zoned the Quap. So just like that 30 second to 1 minute period of time really offset thing and gave Monkeys a big advantage, and he made a great kill that absolutely impacted the laning stage. And then the rest of the lanes also went pretty well for Cole. So basically, they kind of won 3 lanes with the exception of mid, I feel like, where Viper got a lot more farm than Razor because of the other ganks. So it's looking
Dubu
real good for Cole.
Might get ready to eat it here. Quap has her ult back online. Doesn't even need to use it. Moo's going to pick up the kill there with his Scythe. And Monkeys, again,
This is
still
cool.
has that ready to go. Mason has to completely back.
Absolutely, he's not ready to fight. And because Quap had a good game and picked up the fast Veil, now Moo doesn't have to buy a Veil. Instead, he's going to be able to just go raw HP and go for an Atos. So any of the mobility advantage that that Onyx might have had is just kind of countered now. So heroes like Viper or Centaur have to be extremely careful to the hard route that Moo's going to provide.
Yeah, I mean, Viper, we saw him farm really, really well in lane. He's sitting second on the net worth chart, but right now he's just not moving. He's not feeling really impactful. What's going to change? What items does he pick up? What does he, where does he rotate? Who does he stick with to get the most
He's
out of
going
this?
as efficient as he can in terms of items. Power Treads, Wand, Aquila, and a Dragonlance. He's going to have a lot of HP and a lot of agility, but it's going to come down to the team fights. Can he actually get a couple kills in the fight? If he can, it'll change a lot. But if he just gets bursted down right at the start from like a Reaper Scythe, then Onyx is probably going to lose the fight because he's kind of a huge amount of his team's damage. Although he's got Troll ulti at least, so he will attack faster. And yeah, at some point Troll will be an impact, but it takes a lot of time for Troll to be ready to even take a fight. He needs to get possibly a BKB so that he doesn't just get Necro ultied. He might want to get like movement speed items like SNY or Yasha so he can actually chase people. It takes a much longer time for Troll to ramp up than Viper, so Viper's most of their early game right now.
Z-Freak has hit his level 6, so these track kills may start to come out soon, and that's going to swing things even more in Complexity's favor.
Yeah, if they keep getting kills. That's the
Yeah.
important thing. We're
Pings
thinking
out.
about initiating mid here. He's got Atos in 6. It's way too early to ult though.
Oh, Moo's going to get charged here. Moo may actually be in a lot of trouble. Goes into that Ghost Shroud, but nice ult from the Disruptor.
my
Oh my
God.
god, Monkeys able to rake in the kills now, and the Atos shows up just in time to kill that Skywrath Mage. So that is 3 heroes dead. Complexity have to commit a bunch of ults to that, but that is super worthwhile. They're going to turn that into a tier 1 tower, and they're definitely picking up some momentum.
Yeah, it's talking about if kills happen and all of a sudden they pick up 2 super easy ones. That Viper looked so squishy there, which is surprising considering his item build. He's only got 1 point in corrosive, so the Veil is still pretty useful against him right now. It will become a bit worse as time continues, but I wonder if that was a mistake skill build-wise. I think he is still going to die there no matter what, but Cole's just rotating really solid right now. And the only hero that's slightly gimped is Razor, but he's going to catch up if these fights keep going like this.
Absolutely. You can steal more damage and just start dishing it out. Z-Freak getting some good eyes in this bottom lane. Going to initiate onto the Centaur. He's going to stomp for nothing. Now there is a track up. Z-Freak going to continue to throw those out. Skywrath Mage dumps out the ult, but doesn't find any kills just yet. Necro's getting low, getting focused down to the back of the fight. Dubu going to be ulting him on the back lines. Monkey going to be trying to run away from the Troll Warlord. They lose the Necro. They trade for the Centaur, and there's going to be more blood starting to shed. 747 left to his own devices. Monkeys just has to bail, blinking back under the tier 1 tower, but Monkeys is so low, fresh out of mana, has the wand charges, can toggle boots, but that TP is going to take a lot. We'll see if he's going to be able to escape. Looks like Abed just hops right on top of him. And that's going to be 4 heroes dead on Complexity immediately. Melons goes back into the fight, pops down the ult onto Spirit Breaker, who's taking some damage from it and will end up going down. Nice solo pick for the Disruptor, but still not a fantastic fight for Call.
Yeah, definitely very bad. And it all came down to just 1 hero dying. If Necro had like a cloak there or something like that, would have been completely different. Because most of the damage he actually took there was magical. And he did pick up an infused raindrop, but against things like Spirit Breaker, Viper, Skywrath Mage, you need magic resistance. So I kind of wish he had a cloak. And he has queued that up now, cloak with a hood. Absolutely what he needed in that last fight.
Melons is going to smoke. That was a interesting smoke from the Disruptor there.
I can maybe kill Abed here.
Well, they glimpse him back. They want him. They got that Atos going, and they're getting more damage for 747. He's sitting at plus 63, so Complexity want to try to take this fight they can, but they're going to settle for just a tower after a nice pick up on the Viper.
Yeah, very nice kill. He could buy back here. Maybe try to defend. Dubu gets spotted. This is huge.
He's going to get tracked as well. Mason getting really, really low. The Queen of Pain ult going to finish him off. Moo going to get the credit for that one moving forward. Like you mentioned, the Heartstopper aura just being such a nuisance here. They find another kill onto the Spirit Breaker. 747 may need to back off here. That's a little bit ambitious. Skywrath ult going to be committed, but Moo going to be healing everyone up with that Death Pulse.
So 747 still having some trouble staying alive and surviving, but his net worth is a little bit lower than the rest of his teams. But as it continues and he gets more items, he's going to be harder and harder to kill just because Unstable Current's so good this game against all the Onyx heroes.
Yeah, Razor with that Dragonlance queued up. Almost has enough gold to just outright buy it, and that's going to be a lot of stats going his way. Monkey's going to get charged. It's going to get canceled there. That would be very ambitious from our Spirit Breaker.
Look at all these observer wards that Onyx placed down too. They were all around the fact that that Complexity was going to want to do this like 5-man thing, and they put all the vision down for it, but the fight still went really bad. So that's going to really hurt them in the next couple minutes because there's almost no reason for Cole to push up aggressively on that lane anymore. So they're going to be lacking vision in the other lanes when they fight and get ganked there.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking so different from game number 1 where Onyx just got in there, took the reins, and steered it in their favor. Complexity just woke up The panel talked about how this is what they like to do. They like to kind of toss aside game 1 and really rally for games 2 and 3. Is that what you think we're going to see?
Absolutely. I mean, they set up another kill mid here. They've got an Arcane Rune as well in Necro. He's about to hit 12. So
Ooh, scan from
lower
the Radiant.
cooldown on that. It's going to break Invis though.
Moo, he walks up. They know there's someone here. The scan revealed that he's going to dump the Atos, but Dubu still goes in. The Viper moving in, and we'll see what damage is going to be coming out. Melons comes in, has the ult, dumps it out. That's going to be Troll Warlord focused down first in this fight. Centaur holding on to his ult, going to be going in, trying to do what he can. But he's going to get Atos as well. This Atos is super value. Dubu gets so low. The Razor going to be moving in, will eventually die. Moo, though, with this Ghost Shroud, is
the
just
Ghost Shroud.
unkillable. Abed, the only survivor underneath his own shrine, wiped up. That was 5 heroes dead, trading only for a Razor. What's happening to Onyx
Well,
right now?
I mean, they technically killed Necro like 3 times, but he healed so much HP that it basically didn't matter. And that's exactly what happened. He went in first. He took the full brunt of the Skywrath mage damage, and he was able to survive through it with the help of the Hood of Defiance. And then immediately after, pop Ghost Shroud and stop all other sources of damage while he gets healed up. And as soon as he gets 1 kill, that's where things basically change. If he survives the burst and gets a kill, it's all over. Because then he's healing like 70 HP per second or something like that for 7 seconds. It's insane amounts of regen, and that just kept happening during the fight over and over again.
Well, it's
He's got a
definitely
pipe finish now too.
huge swing of momentum in favor of Complexity. I mean, they had pretty solid lanes. Spare the Razor maybe got slowed down a little bit, but now everyone is on track to be huge. Looking at the net worth split, we have just a lot going in favor of Complexity right now.
Yep, Razor's still playing really safe in the back lane. They're gonna need a glimpse back.
Oh, they're looking for it. They just got the Atos. This thing is just so high value. Centaur, there's just nothing he can do. He has to stand there and take it.
Interesting they didn't go for the Reaper Scythe here. Probably want to save it for the high ground. Just the longer cooldown on Centaur, maybe it doesn't matter if he has buyback, so gonna save it. The Atos is getting so much value though in these early fights. The disable. Who needs stuns?
Oh,
when
they
you got
glimpse
Atos?
back in onto Mason. They found him. Looks like 747 stealing his damage as well. Underneath the shrine, the troll is just scrambling, looking for a way out. 747 finally starting to take a ton of damage. They burst down the Razor, but they may find some consolation prizes in the form of the Spirit Breaker that gets scythed down. The rest of Complexity, they have got a way out if they need it, and they're going to just
It's time
step
to
back
leave.
to the low ground.
Yeah, Centaur's back alive again, so he's going to be chasing if they stuck around. There's the pipe finished on Necro, the Hurricane Pike on the Viper as well, so he's going to be able to get out of danger a little bit easier. But their right-click damage is actually quite severe on Onyx. That's maybe the big scary part for Complexity moving forward. And Razor's got to deal with magic damage. He's got to deal with right-click damage. Like, he stole tons of damage in that fight, but he's just not staying alive. And he's also going to pick up a pipe himself. And he really needed this a little earlier. And in some ways, I feel like he should have just gone for treads this game. Maybe skip the Dragonlance. Because he just needed as much early game stats as possible, so he dies less.
Ooh, Viper getting some good use out of that new Hurricane Pike, just blasting himself up onto the high ground, making sure that Cole can't find this pick.
But they wasted Stampede at the same moment, so
Yeah, it's
that's a big loss. 80 seconds left now for Center ulti, so this should pretty much guarantee that Cole can take the tier 2 without any response.
Looks like Onyx, they're just going to be content to grab that tier 1 bottom, but I think they've got to rotate back and defend this pretty soon. Complexity riding that momentum still, over 10,000 gold in their favor. XP, a little bit less dramatic, about 6,000 going their way, but the big levels are starting to come in. We look at Viper on the side of the Dire, almost hitting his level 15, but most heroes, in fact all heroes on the side of Complexity have hit their 10.
So definitely a very tense moment for Onyx. Very close to going high ground. They're probably going to do it. They just pinged it. They do have mech finished on Bounty Hunter. He's going to pick up an Aether Lens afterwards, which would be pretty good for moving silence. That's actually a big damage aspect of Onyx. Whoever the, what's it called, Ancient Seal goes on, they're going to take a lot more magic. So being able to remove that or reflect it would be great. So keep the Necro on the front. Everybody hits buildings. Look for an opportunity with either Atos, Glimpse, something like that. And try to keep the Razor alive. And the Monkey just waits till the group happens. I think it's a pretty straightforward team fight for Cole. Onyx, on the other hand, they've got to find a way to initiate their heroes. Probably a charge, maybe smoked from the side would be the best way. Because if they can just run over their opponents and like do combos on a couple people to kill them right at the start, it would make a big difference. So they've got to avoid the Necro, they've got to kill somebody else, and hopefully nobody gets Necro ulted. And that's going to be tough with this disadvantage.
Yeah, especially playing against this Disruptor that wants to glimpse you every which way. You feel like a ragdoll. Onyx just completely at the mercy of what Complexity want to do, and looks like they're going to be trying to initiate onto Moo here. They hit him with a little bit of poison, but I mean, he's piped. He doesn't care.
Yep, they went for the glimpse on Abed just in case he TP'd from somewhere else on the map, but he had been there long enough, so nothing happened. So looks like Cole's just gonna play it safe. If they could have gotten a grab with the glimpse, it would have been worth it, but I don't think they want to mess around here, especially when they have a bounty hunter. Any time that they take fights on the map, they should have an advantage there, so just continue to get track gold with kills.
Yep, Roshan is completely open, neither team having any real aggressive wards around the pit. Definitely a lot easier for Complexity to snatch up, but we'll see if Onyx want to go for some sort of sneaky play regarding that. For now,
Yeah,
just
that's actually a big negative for Cole's draft here is that it takes them a long time to kill Roche. They have the map control, like you said, but Onyx by far has the better heroes for killing Roche between Viper and Troll. So that could be an impact here. That's something that Cole is not going to be able to easily get an advantage of like normal. Well, they're going to try to fight Z-Freak.
They tried going for the charge, immediately took it off, realizing, oh god, he is so not alone. But
He's very hard to kill. Even Swindle's very, very experienced too. Got cast range, he's got an urn and a wand. It's a great item build on Disruptor.
Dubu sneaks into the trees, is able to TP out before 747 sinks his claws into him, but you can see just how reactionary Onyx are playing right now. It's so different from game number 1.
Yeah, and they're really forced to do this. It's a bad position to be in with Spirit Breaker too. If you're winning a game with Spirit Breaker, it feels impossible to play against it. But if you are losing with a Spirit Breaker, it can be useful. But all Complexity is forced to do is be kind of close to one another, and they should be able to back each other up. Razor actually going to go for BOTs next to increase his movement speed. Pretty standard Razor build. But I'm not sure if it's the right move this game. We'll see how it impacts things.
Moo gonna get pinged out. He's just walking around. Again, they've got Z-Freak in the vicinity. You see how scared the Dire are. Abed forces himself forward just to TP out. They're gonna have to sack the loss of the Centaur here. Now Moo doesn't have his Aghanims just yet, but he's getting close.
Yeah, and once he finishes that, you're going to see a lot of really slow respawns for Onyx. Making a big difference in all the wards getting killed, immediately popping a smoke after. They're going to try to grab another kill with a glimpse. All they need is to land the Thunderstrike, and they should be able to pull them back.
There's mad pings here. I mean, Mason's just chilling. He's going to go farm up some neutrals, but he's going to get surrounded upon. We'll see
They
if
know where they're
can-
farming.
Yeah. Oh, the Centaur. He did
Goodbye,
nothing to
Scout
deserve this.
Mage.
Z-Freak going to be going in, tosses out the track onto Mason, and they're going to be able to get him back. A little bit of miscommunication there, throwing the Atos out as well. He's going to shrine himself up, but just look at the damage coming in. The Troll's hidden for all he's worth, but it's a godlike streak now on this Necrophos.
It looked like he was doing 0 damage. Was he sapped on damage? Okay, yeah, he was static blinked.
Razor took
I was gonna say-
112, so he's...
I was like, why is it? Man, they're healing a lot over on Qual. This Quap is real tanky. No, just a dead hero. And they didn't use Necro ult, not off on cooldown yet. 20 seconds it will be though. And oh, they spot Abed down in the bottom corner of the map. They need more damage though, because if they don't bring somebody else...
Viper's just chilling. He's going to go ahead and buy out the Mithril Hammer for his BKB, but he's just... You can't do anything. You're completely boxed in.
That's tough. Z-Freak found him, I guess. Just saw, hey, all these trees are missing. I wonder if there's a hero hiding in the corner. And it's a Viper. It's just so hard for Onyx to get on the map. They're kind of hoping to find a kill here or there. Maybe a Viper is hoping that Disruptor would come farm that wave, or maybe a Razor, but...
Oh, TP out from the Centaur. It's going to get canceled. Z-Freak able to pop in the Shrook, and they got the Glimpse as well. Oh, goodbye.
And even more gold. So just about finished with his Lotus Orb on Bounty Hunter. Very good timing, 23 minutes plus gem, so...
Alright, Purge. When are we going to see the Bounty Ags?
Possibly after this Lotus Orb. Certainly possible here. Not sold on it happening, but maybe. I think he'll go Blink Dagger first would be smart, just to give
Yeah.
himself a bit more mobility, but maybe after that he buys it. But it's just clear, like, if you ever watch the way Complexity play, they like doing 5-man stuff with items that help them win team fights. I mean, he might even buy a Vlad's first before he goes for a Blink Dagger, just because that's like standard Cole stuff. Make their heroes more tanky and win team fights at a higher rate.
Everyone on Complexity are grouping up. They're going to try their luck at the Roche. Like you mentioned, Onyx have much better heroes for it, but Onyx are so defensive right now. They do not want to get anywhere near Complexity. So the Roche, slowly but surely getting chugged down. The rest of the Dire just sitting on their base waiting for the inevitable.
I kind of like this item build that Swindles went for. He went for Aether Lens in addition to the range perk. It's something that kind of is forgotten about. People just don't care because they think Glimpse is long enough range. But the cool thing about the range advantage is it really helps you get Static Storm kinetic fields down on many heroes without them reacting. In some ways, it's like a mobility item. And he's also gotten the kinetic field cooldown reduction perk, so now he can cast kinetic field from super far away. He could just initiate with kinetic field right now if he wanted to.
Oh my god, that range is very far.
Yeah, it has some good potential there.
Monkeys, again, having the Aegis after that last Roche sneak, has the Orchid already completed and going for a BKB. This is going to be fighting Quap. Monkeys wants to be frontlining, and there's a good reason. 8, 2, and 15 is the kill score in a Queen of Pain. Our panel talked about the importance of Monkeys getting a good start in her, and oh hell she did.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Good Force Staff to save the Troll Warlord there. Just buys him a little bit of time. Cole's going to be forced to retreat.
Deep initiation here from Dubu. He really wants to get something started. Melon's going to take the full force of a Skywrath Mage ult, but 747 stealing up the damage, and Moo continues to rake in the kills, finds a double for himself. Shrine activated on the side of Onyx, but these racks are tumbling down.
Yeah, good punish on the Disruptor, but it only does so much.
Oh, Monkey's moving forward. Doesn't have ult. Already spent it up. In fact, fresh out of mana. They're going to give this Quap the Lotus Orb. She does have Aegis if necessary, so Monkeys may just burn this. They're going to go ahead and Atos the Spirit Breaker before he's able to continue his charge. Aegis burned on the Quap, but she can get right back into this. She's going to respawn with full health,
Oh,
full
shit.
mana, and her combos are ready to go.
Dude, that would have been a triple kill if he had an Ags. How could he build this?
Thanks, Perch.
No problem. It actually would have been a triple kill. It was a sick chain frost. They're
Monkeys.
going to try to catch, but that's the wrong person to charge, I think.
Is Duba really going to go all the way in for this? That seems like a very ambitious Spirit Breaker play. He's going to go ahead and get Static Link down, and Monkeys is going to blink forward. Goodbye, Dubu. Bulba looking for some sort of cleanup. They might find the Razor. In fact, they do get him down with a Skywrath Mage ult. Z-Freak going to go ahead and fade out. Not going to get clipped by that Skywrath Mage shot. But meanwhile, the Troll does go out. He has buyback. Atos comes in onto our... It's just a massacre.
He's got so much gold on Bounty Hunter. 3,500. Minrax is gone, and yeah, that's definitely good game. Cole just their laning stage was just so good because of the lane change that Onyx was forced to do, and then just some nice plays from Monkey pushed him into basically I'm now a solo mid instead of an offlane Quap, and that is really dangerous territory to have when you're playing offlane Quap. Playing against it at least.
Complexity. They woke up for game number 2. Again, this is a best of 3 series. We're tied at 1-1. It's all going to come down to next game. Winner moves on to the grand finals. Loser, they're going home empty-handed. So that's going to do it for game number 2. Let's kick it to some ads and bring it back to our panel.
Going in, guys. Go, go, go.
I had
gotta
that
be you.
thought about 10 minutes into that game. Just, oh boy, Fog thinks we're idiots now.
All right, he's now 7 and
Things
1.
haven't changed.
Okay, 7 and 1. It's still pretty good.
Yeah, we actually got an email through the Moondog contact form of somebody correcting us that Alliance did in fact lose a game with Troll Warlord.
All
He's
right,
not
6 and
undefeated,
2.
so
6 and
Oh,
2. Great. Still decent. Pretty good record.
still a pretty good win rate for elimination.
Of course, I'm
but
just making that up. I have no idea what the actual number is.
We don't look at stats here.
he's now lost twice. So
We've only
So,
had one Statsman in Moondog
in
TV,
these
and it
modes-
and then
was me.
we only had one stats fan. It was Trent, and then we turned it into a caster.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think the day that we did Captain's Draft 3, when you were the stats person, was the day Trent was like, "Stats are dead. I'm moving on."
Oh.
That's right. So
I mean-
when the less heroes there are, as the draft begins, do we
Do-
look for a push lineup?
The Suns
Ah.
fan classic. There's few heroes,
Oh,
so knock
boy.
down the towers.
All these heroes look like shit.
All right, well, let's hop into the draft here, see what shitty heroes these teams are cooking up.
Ouch.
It's
Well,
time
Fog
to
said it
polish a
first, not
turd
me.
Via draft.
OD and
What did I
Pugna.
say?
Okay.
All right, I think that Pugna ban is pretty similar to what
10
Suns fan was
seconds
saying. In these kind of
remaining.
game threes, when your
Team
draft is
ban.
really limited, the smartest thing you could do is get something easy like a nice push lineup. We've seen a lot of game 3 Pugnas. Not today, though. Complexity's become an expert in elimination mode. Not happening.
Yep.
Taken out quick. Interested about the Bane pickup, though. Single target stunner. Maybe they're thinking
10
of getting somebody a
seconds
little
remaining.
wily. Could be.
What?
Why?
You
Yes,
know.
What?
someone
5
wily,
seconds
yes.
It's
Whatever that
definitely
means,
because
sure.
of the mana drain of the ult onto
Reserve
Wraith King.
time.
What?
Watch.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
The
Not
brain sap
bad, not-
drains mana from Wraith King. It's great counter.
Yeah, as long as the Pugna's at 100% HP.
Not
it's
Pugna, Bane. Bane ultimate.
Bane ultimate. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still dumb. That's even dumber than what I was thinking.
No, that's more reliable mana drain than Pugna's.
What the fuck?
That's
Okay.
right, Slacks. You heard it here first.
Sure. All right.
You've
well,
doubted me in the past, and then Bloodseeker was picked.
Radiant
I
and he
didn't
dumped
doubt you.
on
I said it
people.
was a good idea.
Speaking of Bloodseeker.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. You did agree with me. I apologize.
Dire
What's the
team
first pick hero? Crystal made it.
CM.
Yeah.
Ah. the
That's a
PPD
swindle.
Classic.
That's a swindle.
Still a number of good supports to choose from. Witch Doctor, Lion, Lich, Rubik, Rasta.
What kind of a push line can you put together if you wanted to go that route? Like from the strength department, it's basically Dragon Knight,
10 seconds
to some
remaining.
degree Huskar, I guess.
There's
Dire
no good
team
support to
ban.
pair the Huskar with, though. And there's the Magnus.
Yep.
Abed.
There's a lot of intel pushing though. There's Jakiro, Enchantress, Chen, Death Prophet, Wyvern to some degree. It's actually a pretty good pool.
Yeah.
You could do something with that.
Radiant
We saw
team
Abed go
pick.
ham on Magnus 2 days ago. Was it day 1 of NA?
Mm-hmm.
That was.
Did we see Mason Corvenge, or was that somebody else?
I think it was somebody else, but my
Might have
memory
been
is that of a
Advent.
goldfish.
Yes.
Yeah,
Dame.
but the Corvenge was definitely something to be remembered. It
10
just
seconds.
absolutely
Oh,
went
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
bananas.
Adfinem. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was the E EU.
It was Madara.
And the
Wrecking
Tidehunter is going to
Face.
be picked up here. Interesting. Everyone's been saying lately Tidehunter easily kind of workaroundable because of his long ult time. But apparently Complexity thinks that they can make it work.
Well, I think we're down to the point where a lot of the
10
other heroes in the
seconds
pool have the
remaining.
same problem. Faceless Void, Death
See,
Prophet.
this
you
is
know.
where you can
5
pick,
seconds
if you're
remaining.
Onyx, just go straight push now, and Tidehunter ends up being a god-awful hero.
Reserve
Sure.
time.
That's true. I mean, you've got the damage aura from Venge and power from Magnus. Big right
Because
clicks.
Cole's going to end up banning Rubik just because they don't
So-
want a potential Ravage Stolen, so it's going to open up a lot of push heroes.
So Onyx needs some like Jakiro, Dragon Knight.
Yes.
Death
you go.
Prophet.
Yeah, you can put Magnus offlane, put DK mid or something. DP, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't like these long cooldown heroes. I'm kind of on board with what everybody's been saying. DP I'm not a huge fan of.
We did see one really good DP game, though. I forget which match it was, where 60 minutes she was still doing big damage.
Yeah, the match where they had zero reason to still be in that match. I believe it was Alliance. It was like a $50,000 gold lead. And
And Adfinem.
yeah,
What-
Adfinem Alliance. Holy shit.
When you're right, Slacks.
My God. Anyway, so looking for another ban here. Very little heroes to
I
look
think
at.
Onyx are eyeing up the PA right now. We've seen the Empower
10
from Magnus on
seconds remaining.
PA
Yeah.
really be devastating.
That's been pretty darn good.
5
I would definitely
seconds
consider a ban
remaining.
from that. They're actually going to go with the AA. Makes a little bit of sense. I mean, it's kind of counter to their team fight that they're looking to do, so sure.
I think they could have been worried about like a Void AA combo next phase for Onyx. If you put the Empower on the Void and he's in position 1, it's pretty scary.
Okay.
It's really good in the lane
10
versus
seconds
Tidehunter too, because it
remaining.
goes through Kraken with the chilling touch, and
It
then
does.
also
Seconds
in the
remaining.
mech. Since Tide
wow.
wants to go mech later, you get Ags or you get AA blast to cancel the heal from
Reserve
it.
time.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Wow. We're already on reserve time for Onyx, and they have not done anything yet. 3 bans and
I mean,
2
right
picks.
now in their team speak, they're saying the same thing Fogg said when we loaded into this draft. My God, these are shitty heroes left in the pool.
Hey, come on.
What do we do?
This is when the captain of the team needs to be challenged.
This is
it's
when you
all
shine.
the brain game, and they have 30 seconds left. This is actually the scariest I've ever seen a clock get.
Radiant team.
I like
that I can
PA
remember.
or Wraith King for Onyx as their core and like a Rubik support or something.
Dire
They still have like
team
Tide
pick.
and some pretty good spells to
Yep,
steal.
there's the Rubik's ban.
The
Yeah, they're gonna
insta-lock
ban it.
Rubik. 25 seconds left until we're back in that 30-second
It's like-
reserve time.
I feel like PA Veno or something here for Onyx would be so nasty. Get a good right clicker, get a little magic damage, some slow.
Radiant
Yeah,
team pick.
man.
I think
Something.
I really like the PA. Yeah, I
Sure.
think it's definitely suits better than the Wraith King.
Yeah, we definitely saw that coming, and makes a lot of sense. Can really blow people up like CM. Won't even be able to survive 2 seconds in that ult. So, let's see. Who do you grab against PA in this draft that's dealing an
Dire
insane
team
amount of damage? How about a
Ooh,
Venomancer?
They take the Veno.
There you go. I mean, I don't disagree with that. PA is fantastic, but if you get an ult off and maybe a Q, she's just going to die super quick. So,
Yep.
makes sense to me. And they look at that team fight coming out from Complexity. Tidehunter ult, Crystal Maiden ult, Venomancer ult.
10 seconds
Shit is
remaining.
F
Yeah,
up.
but we've already talked about some of the drawbacks to that Slack's long cooldowns,
5
especially for
seconds
Veno. It
remaining.
takes him a while to get to that point where he has the spammable ultimate. It's a pretty long cooldown.
Sure, sure.
Reserve
level
time.
6.
Radiant team pick.
And a Phoenix. Okay.
So Avenge Phoenix support combo. And this is good
Gives them
for
some
Onyx. PA could go mid or safe lane, so they've got some flexibility depending on what they want to do with Magnus. Again, could be mid or off lane.
It gives them sustain, the Phoenix, and more mixed damage. Right now they're pretty physical oriented,
10 seconds remaining.
and they actually have
Yeah.
more team fight now with it.
5 seconds remaining.
Is this a support Veno, do you think? Or is this a chance that this is core?
Reserve time.
Probably a Z-Freak Veno, right?
Okay.
He still does the jungle thing, I think, from time to time.
Yeah, it's still pretty
I want
damn
to say I
fast.
saw it the other day. Maybe it was in this mode. I definitely saw him playing Veno a couple days ago. I can't be wrong. There's no way.
So I was thinking Veno might go mid or something, just kind of dominate that lane, the kind of mini Broodmother effect, and then leave CM to kind of rotate around and work the jungle, but could very well be the jungling Veno. It's really good on
God.
Radiant.
Can you imagine if Silencer was still
Dire
available?
team ban.
Okay, I was actually thinking that this
Oh,
Bristleback would be a
shit.
good idea.
It's good with CM. Great against the zero armor Phoenix.
Yeah. And,
This is the third Moo Bristleback we're gonna see, I believe.
And provides a lot of space too. You know, the other guys, you want to focus on them so that they don't get their ult off. But if you just focus on everybody else and you leave Bristle
10
without any way to
seconds
control it,
remaining.
he's just
I'd
gonna
like
run over
to-
you.
I'd like to ask Fogged a question that we ask everyone
5
when this hero
seconds
comes up.
remaining.
What do you
Oh,
think of Ags on Bristleback, Fogged?
Not a big fan of
Reserve
it, to be
time.
honest.
We've seen it both
Heresy.
times Moo played this hero, actually.
He did do it
So
both
far.
times. Okay.
The first game, it was Blink Ags. Worked out really well. Second time, I think they ended up losing, but it was like a 60-minute game, and every time he got Silver Edge, he would just blow up, but that's pretty much Bristleback in a nutshell.
10
Yeah,
seconds
I think
remaining.
it can be clever. I think it's, I don't think it suits the
5
hero too
seconds
much.
remaining.
So
Alright.
something we didn't realize until I forget who brought it up. You can spam Q with no target, so
Yeah.
your ult is gonna get
The Warpath
buffed up
stacks.
even more, like even faster, and it's a great counter for Phoenix guys. Gotta get that attack speed, you know.
Oh yeah.
It can be okay.
10 seconds
I think they just
remaining.
picked it to have this like
Radiant
tanky frontliner, physical damage, and they're only magic without this bristle right now too.
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
I'm gonna call it right here. One of these two teams is gonna pick Wind Ranger, and that team is gonna lose. Here we go.
I like
the
both
funny
these
thing
fifth
is,
bands, though.
you've been pretty much right on the ball with Windrunner for the
Yep.
most
She
part.
always looks like she
10
could work.
seconds remaining.
It ain't gonna work. Come on, Complexity. Don't
Let's
let
go.
it be you.
747 Lena again.
5
Here we go.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
They have a lot of
happened?
choices here. Obviously, Onyx thinking it's probably the
Reserve
support
time.
Veno for Z-Freak, so looking at mids What do we have? Lena, Puck, Wind Ranger, kind of the top 3, I guess.
Don't do it. Don't do it, guys.
And the Dragon Knight's still there, but
It looks good. Don't. Okay. Eh,
They're going for some like non-stop fighting. I don't mind the Lena. It's good versus PA. You have to get BKB or you just get bursted.
it's the Puck. I was
Okay.
just thinking they need some
Yeah.
sort of silence. They need a setup for the Tidehunter.
Yeah.
No Dream
It's
Coil.
It's more catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like complexity strat.
It works. It works well. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty all in. They don't scale very well later on at all. While Onyx scales super hard. Complexities is
10
very
seconds
straightforward. Their
remaining.
strength window is between like 15 to 30 minutes, while Onyx
5
Scales way
seconds
harder.
remaining.
Yep. It all comes down to this. 5 seconds remaining on this
Reserve
pick.
time.
Boys, you got to pick something. Oh.
Wow, that
Oh.
boy, that really rounds out their lineup.
Yeah.
The Earthshaker.
Wowee, what a great hero.
Hmm.
Great at, I mean, good defensive team fight hero, right? In a way.
Interesting pick. I don't know. I actually don't know what to think about it. I mean, heroes like Tusk are still there. That's what I don't understand. Game 3, there's still a Tusk. I think he's a great hero.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's really weird.
God, even a Winter Wyvern would have been cool because everybody has such huge team fight. You could just shut down that team fight super quick right in the middle of it. But an Earthshaker. Fogged, any ideas why Earthshaker, buddy?
I
Last hero
actually
available?
am
I mean,
not too sure. They wanted some more lockdown, some more team fight. I'm not. They can't really see anything else. There's no real like straight indicator of why they'd grab it, except maybe protecting the PA mid. Not really too sure, to be honest.
Okay. Well,
It's a strange pick. We have seen very little Earthshaker. I'm trying to remember if we had a memorable Earthshaker. We've seen a few picked, but it felt like
yeah.
it was in a lot of the
Only when he
games that
was-
ended up being rollovers.
This tournament, no, it's been horrible. But in the past, with Sexy Bamboo playing the core Earthshaker, on the
Of
other
course.
hand, I think only I think that's the thing about Earthshaker. Sexy Bamboo is the only person that can play him.
Okay.
Him and
Effectively.
Moon. Moon played really
Yeah,
well.
Moon is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the core. Yeah, that's true. That's
Him,
true.
him, Moon, and Lonam are my big 3, and Yapsor, I guess, and Jerex.
Okay,
Alright.
there's a lot of here. There's a lot of
a couple people are good with Earthshaker. All right.
I mean, he's not a total dumpster hero, but you just look at the lineup and
I mean, Earthshaker jumps in the middle of this team and gets an Echo Slam, and then what happens? He's
Crystal
just-
Maiden maybe dies, Venomancer maybe dies, Tidehunter laughs and walks away, Bristleback laughs and
Kills
walks
him.
away.
Puck kills him, Veno kills him, Tide kills him. It's not about the Echo Slam. What it is about the deny for the Phoenix. They go to try to hit Phoenix, then, oh shit, here's the wall. The Great Wall. We can't touch them because all of our heroes are not melee, but hey, you know, it could happen.
Is
No.
that a real person in the channel, by the way?
What do you mean a
Just-
real
just
person?
curious.
Define real.
Just curious. Is that a person who's supposed to be in the lobby?
Well, I don't see the
We have
lobby
an
in front
extra
of me,
channel, so whatever.
Don't worry.
I was just
about
curious for
Don't
you guys.
worry, Admin Son's fan is on it.
it. Everything. Oh, look at that
Yes.
serious face. Someone's get banned.
He's about to hit somebody with the rule book, dude. Look at him.
Oh shit, it's on.
Who, me?
All
All right, guys.
predictions,
Yeah,
let's go
final
quick.
final game of the day. What do we got here?
Well, I'll go first.
Let me
Complexity
look at the
looks like they're
draft
going to lose at the beginning of the game. Everybody laughs at them. They do
All right.
a few 3-2-2 moments.
So you're sticking to your theory. Complexity's got this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
They're going to look horrible. Trust me. They're going to get first blooded. They're going to get run over. Everybody's going to say it's over. And then, right when 3 or 4 Reddit threads get made, boom. Swindle says, let's turn it on, boys. Z-Freak, let him out of the cage. And then he starts using 2 hands instead of 1, and then the game's over.
Those yeah, offlane shaker. Well, I think it's, I don't know, I think Complexity has a timing window. I think they're pretty set until like 30 minutes that they have to win this game, otherwise they just straight lose.
When ES gets that silver edge,
Maybe. I mean, he might be the one who needs to build it this game, since it doesn't look like anyone else can. But
All right. Well, we'll be finding out soon enough. Do you think it's going to be a... How are you going to play Earthshaker on this? So it's not going to be like a blink and ult guy. He's going to be going in with Silver Edge and pounding? Is that the idea? Hello? Well, don't worry about it because our game is just about on.
This is the solo Slacks panel, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Welcome to Moonduck Studios.
I'm
and
just thinking,
here
sorry.
we go with our cast.
All
We've
right.
got Annie and
Prepare
Purgy.
for battle.
Annie, are you muted?
All right, there we go. Unmuted now. I'm Annie, being joined by Purgy, and we are going to be seeing game number 3 of a very hype series. Game number 1 was a washout. Game number 2, a lot more even complexity, dragging it into their favor. What are your predictions for game number 3, Purge?
God, who knows, man? It all comes down to the laning stage, and I guess what we should try to do is figure out where the lanes are going to be. I think Tide is going to be an instrumental hero this game because there's a lot of right-click physical damage coming out of Onyx, especially a lot of stat-based from Venge, if that is their carry. No, actually, it's going to be support. So who's their farming? Is this... I guess Phoenix is a core, I guess.
All right.
Okay. All right, Phoenix core it is. All right, so farming Phoenix, support
30
Venge,
seconds to
carry
battle.
PA, and a mid Magnus. This is going to be a little tough for Onyx. I kind of felt like they were going to go towards a Venge core, like a Venge carry or something, but
Yeah.
I'm not super sold on this.
I haven't seen a whole lot of position 1 Phoenixes, and unsure how that's going to play out. I think Venge is a little bit more stable. I'm hoping good things for this PA. I think Mason can really make it happen, but we'll see.
I do kind of like that he's playing carry instead of mid. Almost every PA actually has played mid in the last couple months, but in a lot of ways, carry PA is a lot safer. You should be able to guarantee farm this way, and you get a little bit more uncontested levels. Maybe he can change up his item build a little bit. Maybe he'll go the same kind of thing like FaZe Deso, but this may pay off a bit better for him. I feel like Magnus has to make a lot of good stuff happen this game, and I feel like against a Veno and a Puck, it's going to be kind of tough because he's going to take a lot of damage and prevent blinks in like cool plays. So we'll see how it works out.
Mid lane matchup going to be pretty interesting here. 7-4-7 Puck against Abed Magnus. Lots of farming going on. Both supports want to be on top of things. I mean, our panel talked a lot about the Earthshaker pick. Oh god, Z-Freak, calm down with these wards. Demon just going to face check those. I mean, how do you think this Earthshaker is going to play out?
Ooh, he might get a courier. I don't know, just like looks like typical roaming Earthshaker. He's gonna work just fine against Veno. This is a really good thing to do actually, is to just go where the Veno is trying to jungle and you just two-shot his wards, or you harass him himself to limit his clarity potions. So he'll just two-shot these wards. He's gonna get a lot of experience in gold. Maybe not a lot of experience, but I mean wards just don't do that much damage against heroes. It's like a third or a fourth of the damage they do to creeps. So Demon's just trying to slow Z-Freak down a little bit, and even something like that, killing his ward stack, makes a huge impact because now Z-Freak's starting over.
Oh, Demon, he's on a wild goose chase for this courier. He's getting kited around all the trees. Looks like Melons is going to be going in. Lands the Frostbite. The courier now walking a safe distance away, but Melons may be the one in trouble. Although Demon, he's sandwiched into the trees. They're going to bring in Bulba on the Phoenix as well. Icarus dive forward, trying to trap in Swindles, and it looks like they're going to be able to find the kill. The courier is still hiding out in the safety of the trees. And finally, Phoenix snatches up the first blood. See if he's able to actually get out of the wrath of Moo. He's got Quill Spray back up. He's going to be gobbling Fairy Fires, but I think the Phoenix may be out. One more hit, one more Quill Spray. Moo is able to snap up a return kill.
So I think that's ultimately pretty good for Cole. They didn't lose the courier, which is amazing because it was very close, like 3 times there. But Swindles picks up a fast level 2. Moo gets level 3 and some gold. I think it's worth it, and it also gives Z-Freak some time to finish a little bit of jungling. So. And now they've got Arcanor. It's great on every single hero in complexity. It's actually a fantastic game for CM here.
Up in this top lane, we've got Monkeys on our solo tied against Mason, who's getting a lot done on this PA. Top of the chart in terms of farm, but Monkeys is getting his levels up pretty quickly. He's already over level 3 at 2.5 minutes in.
He just has to worry about Venge, basically. But Anchor Smash is so good against physical-based heroes, so he should be able to bully Mason a lot here.
And Moo doing really well on the Bristleback here, already having a kill to his name. He's farming pretty effectively. I'm really surprised they let Bristleback all the way through until game number 3 and it wasn't banned.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel like you have the solutions against it, and in some ways Onyx has some good things, then yeah, maybe you can beat him. But the Bristleback's definitely going to be a big problem when Onyx does try to focus him. But they have some good movement-based skills, like swapping him back. It could be very nice. Skewering him back, things like that could make a big impact.
Mason gets slapped down a little bit by Monkeys, who's feeling really triumphant here. Again, Dubu has that magic missile, but Monkeys is content just to stand there and take all the harass. Let's see if they're actually
as long as he
try to
lands
punish.
Anchor. If he lands Anchor, he's in a good spot, so that's the important thing.
Yeah, he's just being left to his own devices here. Almost about to hit level 4. There we go. With one more creep. That is a lot of experience going to this Tidehunter. He's going to be able to rotate very shortly.
And Z-Freak still being a little bit bullied by Demon here. Demon picking up level 2, still roaming around a bit. The problem is I don't really see him getting a kill mid either. it's kind of ineffective. I mean, the denying experience and levels for Veno is good, but past that, we haven't seen a whole lot of impact from him yet.
Yeah, Puck, one of the hardest heroes to lock down in the mid lane. He's already got that point in phase shift, so it is. You need a lot in order to get him down.
If he works aggressively, this is one way that he can be successful from it, and that's basically what Demon should be waiting for. Unless he does a fissure into skewer nuke. Oh, he doesn't actually have skewer yet, so yeah, he can maybe do it with just shockwave. They've got to time it perfectly, like right.
Well, they're thinking about it. But it looks like
Yeah,
Puck's
they
gonna be
see him now.
let off for now. Up here in the top lane, we are going to have Dubu just going, trying to farm up these neutrals. Z-Freak wants to contest him, and Dubu's now driven out.
Yeah, it's a super standard movement for Veno. You get some levels in the jungle, and then you go somewhere and you just kind of death push the lane, with the benefit of knowing that you've got your wards to just do very, very cheap damage. Because every ward you put down, as long as it hits an enemy hero, you're getting half of the poison sting. So that's something like, I don't know, 18 magic damage or something. It's pretty annoying. Like, Dubu doesn't have any regen to deal with this, so now he's either going to have to go back and heal, or he's going to have to be really careful about who, when he goes in to initiate.
Yeah, the shrine closest to him has already been used, already down. Abed's double damaged here. Would really like to find a pick onto the Puck. Can be able to pop out the silence there. Unfortunately, not able to get that last tick of damage necessary to bring down 747.
So despite being a melee hero versus a range, he's doing a good job keeping Puck low. It matters a lot. Good salve here, but unfortunately the ward died for Demon, so he's not going to see the salve coming through. That would have been a great time to interrupt, because then it would have kept Puck out of the lane a bit longer. But still not too much effective stuff happening from the Earthshaker.
Oh, well, we're going to see here. There is going to be that fissure coming forward, but nice double man silence. 747 going to be able to juke past the fissure. Wow. Puck gets out by the skin of his teeth. That was well played, 747.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of HP. If he hadn't gotten double null talisman here, he probably would have died, because he did get hit by the shockwave, but it just didn't do enough damage. So it was a good attempt, good gank attempt by Onyx, but ultimately it doesn't work out. And in the meantime, Z-Freak's like, hey, free lane, let's get some levels.
Yeah, he's going in, denying up, spamming out a little bit of damage. You can see just the wards doing their job here. Already has level 2 in those. So, I mean, no farm being wasted right now. This entire time as there's been rotations top and mid. Moosbus just been chugging along here. 36 last hits already in terms of overall net worth. He is rocking the top of the chart. Over towards this mid lane, it might be Melons end up eating the damage. It's going to get clipped on by a fissure. Dubu going to be tossing out the wave, and Phoenix is the one to get the credit for that kill.
Yeah, not that much gold for the CM kill, but I guess they did include a lot of heroes, so yeah, not bad. I think game's still pretty even. I'm kind of more scared for Onyx because of the carry Bristleback, though. I think the Tide's having a great time in the offlane, whereas Bristle's basically been solo. He picks up a fast Vanguard as well, so on a hero like Bristle, Vanguard's so much better than a hero like Spectre, just because it buys him more time to stay alive and cast more cool sprays. So this is definitely a big threat. He'll go Treads next. Dive top.
Mason running his way away. They are able to get the freeze, and they bring in the Puck as well. This is every hero, aside from the Bristle, now committed, but nice fissure. Clips onto all of them. They're going to pop the Dream Coil. Mason trying to get Z-Freak down with his last breath is not able to do so. Free kill going away at Complexity. Moo down bottom, dealing with a very angry Dubu, but he's just shaking off all the damage. Early Vanguard, got that Bristleback with already 2 points in it. This is Complexity making some early movements and getting a lot of early momentum.
Yeah, and they're not even pressured that hard because Bristle's actually very good at staying alive in lane, so their rotation works out, they're punishing the PA. It's just a result of the Tidehunter versus PA matchup. It's not a good laning matchup for a PA to be in, because every time you go in on the Tide, he's just going to cast Anchor Smash and reduce the damage you do by like 60%. Changes everything. So Tide basically gets a semi-free lane. Z-Freak has a decent enough jungling stage. The mid lane went about even, 41 last hits on Puck versus 44 of Magnus, and Bristle's top of the farm. So Cole definitely got a laning advantage here. If that ends up like the rest of the other 2 games went, that should indicate Cole potentially winning.
Man, Slacks was just completely on point. Cole tossed away the first game and claimed the other 2 now. Dubu gonna run into Moo there. Thinking about initiating, but you can't touch a Bristle at this point right now. You don't have enough damage.
Yeah, it's very difficult. And he's playing it really safe as well by just hitting up the jungle. That way it's a little harder for his opponents to find him sometimes. But as he finishes like Treads and maybe towards like a Sanj or a SNY, then he'll be extremely hard to kill. Any sign of Blink yet? It doesn't look like it, actually. Nothing yet from Abed in terms that it's going to go Treads first, looks like.
Let's take a look at the 2 roaming supports here. You got Demon roaming around, just hits its level 4. but already level 6 on the Venomancer, so Z-Freak having a great
That's
time.
okay.
He was able to soak up some of that mid farm. Now he's got that Poison Nova if Complexity want to start making some big rotations.
The coolest thing about Earthshaker is that it doesn't matter if you get a little under-leveled, because all you have to do is be there for some heroes dying later, and it really accelerates you. Now, for Venge, that's a hero I'm looking at, and I'm like, man, this guy would love to have a 6. Because having swap obviously will save you in a lot of cases. So, a little unsure. That could certainly impact, especially because they lost to the safe lane already, which means that now Venge can't even like pull to get levels.
Abed getting wrapped around upon Dreamcoil just to hold him in place, although they may end up losing the puck here.
What a
Ravage
Ravage.
comes out. Monkeys moves forward. He is having a great time. Abed trying to dump out whatever damage he can.
it's
This
working.
Phoenix Egg is destroying Complexity, and now it looks like Moo's going to be eating the damage. Moo does get brought down. Z-Freak's going to dump his ult a little bit late. They're probably going to find the kill onto
Oh
Demon,
my God,
especially
he's
his
gonna live.
Melons is able to go frostbite him from the low ground, but now Melons is going to get picked off by Mason. What the hell just happened, Purge?
I can't believe it went like that. The Magnus almost had like 3 times there. Eventually somebody dies. Z-Freak gets a kill here, but the Magnus getting that RP off changed everything. It was an amazing Ravage from Monkeys there, catching everybody on Onyx, but they just couldn't kill the Mag in time. And because of that, they overcommitted a bit, and they were followed up by a Fissure. Then they got hit by the Supernova stun. It was just really good chain disables there from Onyx. Now if we take a look at levels, all right, Dubu's still level 4, but Demon picks up level 5. That really accelerated Onyx a lot.
That was really surprising to me. That Magnus is definitely counting his lucky stars.
Doesn't even have skewer. He's like, no, screw that. I just want to farm faster. Pretty amazing. I've never seen the skill build, but it worked out there.
Yeah,
747 couldn't kill him. Like it was, he used Waning Rift right before the Magnus got to the shrine as well, but the raindrop blocked it. It was crazy.
Melon's moving forward. They'd like to get a kill on this Venge, and they are able to do so. Pretty unfortunate as she dies once again before finding her 6. Mason's coming back in, though. He's angry. Little phase shift to dodge out the dagger there. And Moo's completely fine taking a couple of tower shots as 747 slowly whittles down the mid tower.
Oh, it's another Helmet Dominator from the PA. Little surprised about this build, I guess. It's okay. I guess it's cheaper than a Vanguard. I kind of like Vanguard Aquila myself, but I haven't played in a long time, so maybe it's kind of weak now. And Helm obviously helps him split push and farm a little bit faster than Vanguard would, certainly. So Cole, despite losing that fight, still goes mid and still goes to push. They don't even need Ravage really to deal with this, because Venom applies really annoying pressure with all the wards everywhere.
Yeah, you can see Onyx trying to figure out, all right, should we all go and try to defend this? Complexity. They're going to be stuck together like glue this game. They've got pretty solid 5-man, especially with Moo having such an early Vanguard. He can frontline like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, he just sits up there, everybody sits behind. If things really get bad, they use Ravage. Problem solved. They still have to deal with a lot of the magic damage coming from Onyx though, and there's still really good team fight coming from Onyx as well between Swap, Echo Slam, Magnus ulti, Phoenix ulti. It's definitely scary, and Cole has to be careful, but I think they're still in a pretty good spot. If the game goes really late, they're going to have some issues, because Magnus will be accelerating PA's farm and everyone else's farm on the team. So.
Speaking of Magnus accelerating PA's farm, she's able to very easily take a double stack of Ancients, and they're going to immediately go and smoke up and look for a kill off the back of this.
So, got a little golem as well, wrapping from the side. The Radiant scans, and it doesn't last long enough so they actually don't see Onyx coming. But Monkey's in a good spot here. He can interrupt with Ravage.
Oh, Earthshaker's tragically close to his ult. Looks like he's going to be able to find it pretty soon, as there's the experience coming out. Monkeys, though, with a Ravage of the century right there. There's an RP pack over the fissure wall, and there's the ult coming out of Demon. He's able to at least get that off before he potentially goes down here. He's able to TP back into base. He's ticking low, but he's still alive. Abed, he's fighting till his very last breath. He gets down the puck. That's going to be Complexity. They come out with a slightly smaller death toll, but they still definitely got a little bit checked.
That was a pretty big mistake there from Bulba in that fight, in that he went into melee range when they were trying to go for the Tidehunter kill, and because he got that far in once the Ravage hit and he dies during the Ravage, he kind of screwed his whole team there, because he wasn't able to use Sunrays, he wasn't able to get the Supernova off, but it might have absolutely changed the fight if they did.
Looks like Phoenix is just going straight in. They find Z-Freak. This will be a small consolation prize. That's actually a lot of gold for that Venomancer. They find Moo as well. Now this is huge. This is the kill they need. He's completely trapped in. He's doing some serious damage with Quill Spray, but it's not enough to get a pick. Very well played by Onyx there. Complexity just staying a little bit too long.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake for them to stay that long. And basically facilitated because of the Observer Ward that they had spotted the retreat of their heroes. So amazing fight for Cole, but picking up those 2 kills has kind of negated a lot of it. It's a big mistake for them to stay that long.
Yeah, looking at overall net worth here, slightly in favor of Cole, but experience starting to tip in favor of Onyx. Still a very even game.
Yeah, and again, still about team fights and stuff like that. Who can initiate when? Abed's gonna go for a Echo Saber first, which apparently doesn't need Blink Dagger. Just all worried about his farm. But I think that's a safe plan based on the fact that it's just PA carrying. So he definitely does have to be concerned about doing some damage in fights.
Yeah, PA though, definitely putting in the hours. Got that 3-2-3 kill score, and gonna be working on the Deso next. Demon, a little bit far forward. They're gonna commit the Dream Coil for this. Demon just gonna go ahead, try to TP out, get Frostbitten in place. Fissure comes in, dodged out by 747. He's gonna hop into the Roche Pit, look for the deny. Is he able to find it? Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's Puck that rakes in the kill with the
That
illusory
was
orb.
so close. Yeah, they couldn't get past because of the fissure, I believe. So what an amazingly close little game. He almost suicided.
Moo's a little bit far forward here. Is going to get helped out a little bit by the Tidehunter. They don't have Ravage just yet. Phoenix coming in. Lots of damage being done with that Sunray. They've got the Egg if necessary, but Moo just going to get clubbed down by the rest of Onyx. He was really far forward without a lot of help.
Yeah, he really was. He's definitely getting a little overextended. It's not... I mean, Bristol is definitely survivable, but against like 4 heroes with that many disables, you can't just run forever. And he's getting them solo, but it makes me feel like it's a huge waste. If he's almost killing them by himself, just imagine if he had like 1 or 2 heroes back up there. He could have probably gotten like a triple kill or something, but still out of position kind of repeatedly here, and Onyx is able to punish for it.
Well, he's still almost top of the net worth chart, just surpassed by Magnus there, so it's, you know, not tragic. He's not completely fallen off, but definitely something to keep your eyes on. A couple more picks like that, and this Bristle's going to start to feel underwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. Once he grabs like SNY or something, yeah, he'll be less disabled and stuff like that, but still definitely some issues for his hero. It's going to go Echo Saber first, actually, just to give him the double hit. It's a good choice, mana regen too, and he'll really profit from his Warpath will really benefit it. So
Nice little play here. Complexity using Monkey's Anchor Smash to take up the stack of Ancients that was meant for PA, so denying her a little bit of farm, getting more farm for their Tide. Now they're going to smoke up and look for some kills.
yeah, Onyx has been doing a great job stacking, just because they know they have a Magnus, so they got to accelerate the PA into a place where she'll be farmed.
Smoke pops. Here we go. This is where the fight's going to start. Mason, going to be the first to be soloed down, is able to blink back to his team, but look at the Dream Coil. Puck was waiting for it. Dubu goes in, tries to TP out. Oh my god, the Wombo combo comes in.
Great
Nice.
ult from CM as well. Perfect positioning from Melons to try to follow that up, but ultimately it came down to the great Dream Coil from 747 to force them into sticking around longer than they wanted.
I love that they teased out that PA blink, made her feel safe, and then just annihilated her.
Yeah, they played that really well. Good reaction to the movements, and that's the benefit of having Ravage. Your opponents know they can't really fight, they've got to walk away, and the mech helps you win that fight that they're forced into.
I mean, Zephyr didn't even have to use ult there. Had that Poison Nova ready to go, but they got the kills they needed without that.
Yeah, Veil and Ravage and Puck nukes, and that's dead heroes. So they're up in 5 seconds. They maybe can fight here, but the tier 2 is probably going to fall at least first.
Yeah, it's getting
Looking
low.
for a
Dubu
swap,
really
maybe?
wants to go in for this. Tossing out the missile. Not going to connect. I believe she missiled a creep.
Nope, it was tied.
Oh,
It
it was
actually
tied?
hit him. It just instantly broke Kraken Shell. So
Oh, there we go. Kraken Shell's a hell of a spell.
yeah, really is. It's actually so good. Mostly HP perks from the looks of it for Cole's side. Swindle's not grabbing his just yet, but nothing too weird items-wise on Cole. Fast Ags for Veno. It's finished, actually. It's really good pickup here. From a 4 position to now doing a low cooldown, high damage ultimate. It'll be big impact.
Yeah, Monkey's in the Tide farming up really well as well. He's been doing great, taking out these neutrals, denying farm to the Dire side, and he's going to work on his own little pipe.
Yeah, they need magic resistance big time. Although they still are going to have a lot of trouble with cleave damage, which is basically physical, but it ignores armor. So there's definitely going to be still some problems with their lineup here going forward in fights, but for now, getting things like Ags on Veno to counteract evasive heroes like PA is going to make a big help.
Yeah, speaking of PA, she's getting very, very close to that. Looks like she's skipping over Desolator, going straight for the BKB. I saw that Mithril Hammer, but looks like it's not going to be going in
Okay.
for that negative armor. Now 747 could be in some trouble. Just destroyed. Goodbye.
Yeah, that was really close actually. They didn't have any detection, so if the invis would have gone through, he would have lived. But he probably blinked forward to nuke, and then Mason came out in that moment. So that's a kill that normally is not going to happen, but PA just did not expect them to be there.
All right, so
Great move there.
Complexity. I mean, they're taking their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. Is that going to be really dangerous up against Onyx's lineup?
Yeah, absolutely. The BKB for PA, it's not going to make her damage very good, but when they actually do team fights, it's going to kind of ensure that she can do what she wants. So she's got to jump on somebody kind of squishy and kill them, ideally like CM. The downside is that if once BKB runs out, she's kind of just a crap hero. But hopefully it'll buy her time and not get her ravaged, which is what she's got to be careful for. But that just means her damage is going to continue to be mediocre. She'll have Magnus and power, but that doesn't do everything, unfortunately.
All of Complexity moving down to this bottom lane. Looks like they want to mount a push here, and the rest of Onyx, I mean, they get wind of that, and they just go for some push of their own. You can see them drawn on the map. They're heading into the top, and they should be able to find that tier 1 tower super easy.
Demon about to pick up his Blink Dagger, though, so maybe that'll change the fights.
Moo continues just to batter onto this tower. I mean, Onyx are completely unfazed. They're fine with this.
I think it might be a decent game to go minus armor. I think Eggs is okay on Moo this game. There's a large mix of like physical and magic damage coming from the enemy team. He's going to finish AC first though. Definitely the safer build. And if they can get the tier 3, this would be huge. Map control is big this game, especially with like Venom wards and Puck and mobile carries, so...
This is something that Onyx definitely have to deal with. We're going to have 747 though initiating onto this Vengeful Spirit. Just walking her way through the trees, letting her off with a warning this time, but there we go. Mason comes in. They waited for that Dream Coil. Now Mass TP is coming out. Melon's hiding in the trees, but there's the BKB show, not for Mason. Oh, it looks like that CM hits the deck. So buying themselves a little bit of time. Look at this tower going down. They do get the tier 3s. Very nice push coming in from Complexity, opting to sacrifice their Crystal Maiden. She buys back into this fight. It looks like Complexity maybe trying to take this high ground. Hopefully they don't overstay their welcome.
The tier 3's already gone. It's so worth it. They can kill shrines now. They just can't lose everybody on the retreat, but the fissure block is going to make them a little bit difficult for them to run away.
You see Mason trying to figure out if he should go in or not. The Ravage is online, and that's what Onyx are super scared of right now.
Yeah, but all the Plague Wards up there are just slowly killing the creep wave in the towers. Oh, Monkey's getting low. They can go in now.
Oh, there we go. Nice ult, but immediately blown up. Now they've got Mason isolated down. Nice RP, but there's a Venom ult with the Ags rocking onto everyone. This is not great for Complexity. They're going to lose everyone but the Puck. Overstayed their welcome. It looked like it could have been great, but...
Oh, great deny by Dubu there. Very well done. Abed's going to get close as well, but he's going to live, so... they got a good Venom ulti off, but that RP, oh my god. It's like, here, I'm going to collect you in a little ball, and I'm going to skewer you towards the Phoenix ulti. That's the hard thing to fight, really. And Cole had a decent team fight. It was very reactionary. The random crit on the Tide put them in a bad spot because they thought maybe they could burst him down in time. The Ravage came out, but it wasn't an ideal initiation for Cole.
Definitely not. I mean, even with all the loss going on there, getting that tier 3 down so early in the game is huge because now these shrines are anyone's game.
And Veno can just do those. It might take forever, I guess. Plague Wards do very low damage just to fortified buildings, but I think Cole's still fairly happy with this. They are very much they don't care if they lose the fight. They're going to still take the fight when it's a good fight. And in most of these cases they are. That was just amazing play by Abed there.
Moo charging forward. Gonna go ahead and ping himself out. Abed up here, but knows he can't try him on his own.
He's almost got the AC, about 2,000 gold. Not really almost, but you know, once he grabs it, he'll be in a much better spot.
Come in handy.
Up in the
Raw
top
HP
lane.
is maybe the solution, though. Pipe and raw HP, because there's still so much pure and magic and stuff.
Alright, looking at overall net worth, it's going to be about 3,000 in favor of Complexity. Small lead for them, but this XP is huge. About 5,500-ish. Onyx are starting to rake that in.
That's actually kind of scary. I mean, they've got Midas on Phoenix, for example, so they're certainly getting more levels. He's building eggs, actually. Killing the egg is going to be very difficult. And now initiating on somebody is also going to be tough because he can save them with him. And they don't really have very good attack speed heroes. I mean, CM doesn't really want to walk forward and hit an egg. And if they do, it's just going to create more and more clumping, which makes it easier for Magnus to actually RP. So there's so many strong things about the Phoenix and the Magnus combo in this game. It can really just like guarantee a teamfight win for Onyx if Cole's not safe enough.
Pressure on this mid lane. Now Complexity, they've got their targets picked out. They're pinging Mason. He'll get the tower, but at what cost? Melon's dropping down a ward. There's
I like
a
their
courier.
movements here.
The courier's just ignored. They want blood.
Yeah, they want to take a fight. It's more important. Who's going to TP to the tier 2? They know they'll find him. Scan finds at least one. Monkeys does not have a blink. They'll have to walk uphill.
This is pretty scary. Mason easily cleaning up the Ancients, and it looks like Onyx are going to be able to retreat before Complexity get their act together and find them.
Radiant's top tower
Okay,
is under
a
attack.
little surprising.
Radiant's
I guess their
structures
mobility
are
is a little bit
fortified.
difficult. It's hard to run uphill at nighttime without ward vision in your own jungle, even if you are smoked. There's just so many ways that could end up bad if they have an Earthshaker or even like a couple stuns. There's a lot of the team fights are just so scary against Onyx, so they have to take good fights. And now Deso finished on PA. Things are getting pretty scary here. The heroes are scaling up on Onyx, and they got the tier 3, but they haven't gotten Arax yet, so they've got map control, but they don't really have a big advantage yet.
Yeah, it seemed like Complexity. They were pulling so far ahead. They got that push up onto the high ground, but they just kind of stopped accelerating from there. You can see on the net worth
Yeah.
chart, it was going up, and then they just kind of fizzled. We'll see if that's
Well,
going
one-
to continue or if the next team fight can turn that around.
One nice thing they have going for them is the blink on Benno, at least. So they've got Ags now, and they have blink. So now he can actually start fights, whereas the other previous pushes were kind of just like high ground slow sieges with melee heroes due to the Tide as well as the Bristle. They didn't have a good way to stop team fights from happening. So, but now that Z-Freak has blink, he can jump in, drop an ulti, and then there's no more blink daggers coming. It should make it a lot harder for Magnus to grab a good ulti. Unless he grabs like Shadow Blade or something. It's gonna go BKB, it looks like, but it's mostly just gonna stop damage, not necessarily give him an initiation. I like Melon's position as well. He's trying to break smokes here, I think. Or get experience.
I mean, he's just chilling out solo on his own. The rest of his team is behind him, ready to get in position if they need it. All of Onyx
we're-
right now, just trying to keep this wave push back. They cannot afford to lose a Rax from slow siege from creeps.
Alright, and Venom's going to go back farm the wave. He'll get a gem out of this. So I think they genuinely want to have ultra map control, which is it's maybe a little dangerous because the team fights are kind of hard, but once they get around the map and kill all the wards, it's going to be really hard for Onyx, even with their superior team fight to take fights, which means that Cole can control the map and continue to collect resources from multiple points, and then hopefully have so much gold advantage that it doesn't matter that Onyx has better team fight. That's what they want to aim for this game, and the gem will definitely help with that.
Smoke up from Onyx. They're looking to go in right now. They've got a pretty good suspicion of where Radiant are hanging out. It's all about getting that initiation, though.
They'll probably
RPs
swap monkeys, maybe?
RPs have been super on point so far this game. There they go. There's the dagger onto Monkeys. They'd like to blow him up before he has a chance to use his Ravage. He's cornered. He's sitting back. There's going to be the puck coming back in. Monkeys is going to hold the Ravage
Can't
till his
buy back.
death.
Oh,
Melon's
crits.
getting very, very low, but there's the skewer out of the pit. Unfortunately, Moo is able to snap up the Aegis, but it looks like they're going to burn it right away. There's an ult.
Oh, good
Venno
Ravage.
Ags coming back forward. Can they actually focus down the egg in time, though? Looks like Phoenix is going to get off a hell of an ult, and they might be able to find that pick. Moo continuing to burden down. Does pop the Aegis, but Complexity, they can go to work and clean up the rest of Onyx right now. At least try to chase down what they can find.
That was really dangerous for Cole there. The way that started against Tide was so lucky for Onyx. It was again a dagger critting him and taking a ton of his HP off, which forced him to use mech on just himself and pipe on just himself. And then he couldn't even ravage. So I'm thinking, okay, whatever. He'll die. He can buy back and TP. But when he died, he actually didn't have buyback.
Demon
So
blinks in, wanted to go for the kill onto Z-Freak, but Z-Freak, with a very clutch blink into the trees, will not be touched.
It would have been tough for the Earthshaker to kill him anyways. But luckily for Tide, he got gold from somewhere. Must have trickled in, or maybe some hero died and he got gold for it or something. But he gets back into the fight, is able to use Ravage. That kind of changed everything. So it wasn't too bad for them, but it was very knife edge close. It could have been way worse. What if Onyx hero got the Aegis, then Moo would have died. They would have lost like 2 of their important heroes. It was very, very close.
It's definitely becoming more of an even game. Looking at the net worth, it's hovering right about 2,500 for Cole, but that is not a big lead at almost 30 minutes in the game. XP, though, is starting to get brought back towards the even point.
Yeah, the gold means almost nothing when it's that close. So it just comes down to who initiates on who. Things like that will make a big difference. Bristle going for health here. Yeah, I actually tried the +4 max goose stacks with Ags. It's not worth it at all. It's very difficult to get that many stacks on one person. So I think just more health is really safe for him. You might want to get a BKB soon is an option, or he can continue getting armor items as well, just to help resist the physical damage that PA is going to do. But there's genuinely a lot of magic coming out of the game.
Yeah, this PA, very, very important that she scales up well, as Mason can do massive chunks of damage in the fight as long as he's alive. BKB starting to wear a little bit thin, about halfway done with those charges. Deso, like we saw, picked up a couple of moments ago, and Silver Edge is going to be next up for Mason.
Yeah, he needs that to break the passive of either Tide or the Bristol back. Either one would be great. So Bristol's got to be a little careful. He can get some solutions though. It's going to pick up a Talisman Evasion, possibly a Heaven's Halberd actually. It's been buffed a little. It's a decent right-click damage item for Bristol, and the evasion could really pay off.
Dire's middle tower is under
All right,
attack.
rotations back from Onyx's Complexity. They don't really care if their lanes are getting pushed. They're comfortable hanging out on the Dire side of the map.
For now, at least. When they see Abed, if they see Abed top, it's going to nuke one more time. Not sure if he's going to TP though. I don't know if Cole knows that he's here, but at least they have 2 waves in, and they're just scanning to check if there's a smoke wraparound.
They're feeling safe, but Complexity, they've got to initiate really well here and budget their ults nicely. I mean, if you bust up a Ravage of Veno ults, you bring Crystal Maiden's Dance into it, and you don't actually get a big chunk of kills there, then Complexity just have to completely bail out.
Yeah, it all comes on the initiation.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But the initiations look, in some ways, they're better and better. Puck can go for an Ags next. I think it's a good choice against a hero like PA. Even if she BKBs, as long as you initiate an ulti first, you'll still stun her through BKB, and the duration goes up heavily, 3 to 4.5 seconds as he scales up. Very close to the level 3 Dream Coil. And that's good against some of the other heroes as well, Magnus, etc. But the Ags Phoenix is still going to be something that could change fights big time. And he's going to go for a Refresher. A little
Radiant's
surprising to
top
see
tower
this,
is under attack.
in my opinion, but I guess getting 2 ults off would not be bad at all.
I mean, the ults have been super on point because Complexity just don't feel like focusing the egg in these team fights.
They just can't. They don't have the heroes for it. All their carries are melee, basically. Tide is not really known for its attack speed. Bristol is usually has decent attack speed, but not amazing. It'll go up a bit at level 20. He'd probably grab the plus 45, but it's very difficult for them to kill the eggs. CM's not going to hit it. It's basically just like Puck, Bristol, kind of, maybe Veno. But Veno usually wants to jump and ulti and get out, so it was a very good Phoenix pick, that's for sure.
Complexity continuing to show a little bit of map control here, cleaning out the Dire jungle, but they haven't really made any structural progress in a long time. They had that really nice push up onto the bottom high ground, but since then it's just been a very dangerous dance, everyone looking for that next big team fight.
Yeah, it really has. Guardian Greaves very soon for Tide at least. Wonder if he should grab a Blink. I feel like they haven't had that many opportunities to just do a Blink Ravage, and he's kind of been getting killed by PA jumping on him, like forcing a Ravage out at some point, but maybe he can get a little bit tankier later when he picks up like a Shiva's or something. Not sure. I think there's definitely good things to be said about Greaves this game. I don't know if you can remove Silver Edge or not, but definitely some other debuffs that would be nice to block.
Dire, they're all grouping up trying to de-ward. They got that shiny gem on Vengeful Spirit, and they're doing their best to clean up. They cleaned up the cliff ward back here, but didn't find the one in lane. So that's going to be a little bit more vision going the way of Complexity.
Good word for them. They're going to spot the courier moving out as well. This will kind of tell them where the enemy team is, actually. That's huge. You can estimate exactly who's over there. And it's just 5 Onyx members sitting together. Because both teams know if either of them take fights without their full force and the other team has their full force, fight's over. Almost every time at the start.
Yeah, this tier 2 going to get focused down for Complexity. Should go down relatively easy, especially now that PA has that Desolator. It's just melting the structure.
Yeah, it's really good.
Radiant
Who's going to try to slow it down a little bit here.
Oh, there's going to be a scan here. Dire know what's up. They know that Complexity aren't going to let this go down so easy.
So Moo's got to turn his back basically every time he's about to take a lot of damage. It's going to be a hard balance to hit, but at least he's got 2 swords, right? Oh wait, one's a pike and one's like a sword.
Onyx are going for the retreat here. Everyone able to blink and force themselves to safety. And this smoke from Complexity not going to get broken.
Puck's just got to catch somebody, but they're not going to find anybody. Wonder what he goes next. Maybe Shiva's, maybe like Lincoln's or something. Maybe just max out Dagon. E-Blade could work also. Like, I think Puck's going to be a huge force in super late game fights if they get a little extended, because once the BKBs run out, heroes like PA are actually super weak to Magic Burst. They just don't have any magic resistance perks naturally, so when the BKB falls, they're kind of just left to the choices of the nuking heroes. And she doesn't have the best strength gains, so she can have some issues there too. But she is very close to her Silver Edge at least. That could be a solution.
Yeah, she's still working on it. I mean, Mason's going to be definitely protected by his team. It's not going to be one of those freestyling PAs that just jumps onto 5 heroes and feels safe.
Yeah, it's true. Anything new? Nothing for Du, not too surprising. Demon has a Force Staff though. So they've got a little bit of utility items.
I'll bet
but
go
really
for a
it's
Bloodthorn here.
interesting. To deal with the Puck, they don't have good Puck solutions. It's hard to RP him. Venge stun is going to be really hard to land. That's the hero they have to worry about, definitely.
Phantom Assassin just hits that 20, goes for the plus 10 all stats, so solving a little bit of that strength gain problem. But Mason's now completely caught on his own. Is going to
Oh, he
BKB,
broke
blink
stun.
forward onto Melons, but is going to get stunned. Oh gosh, swap in Dubu, trying to at least eat some of the damage coming up. Monkeys is going to go ahead and ravage. They want to focus down this egg before it's able to hatch, and that's going to be a killing spree going the way of our puck. Gem dropped as Dubu falls, and this is the rest of Onyx now turtling in their base, realizing that Complexity are about to push their high ground.
Oh man, I feel like Cole played that fight so well. It was beautiful. Even Swindles walked in to bait him to jump to him, and because he blink strike, the Ags broke, and instantly he gets stunned and pretty much guaranteed kill. And then Moo hits the back line, constantly slapping Abed to prevent the blink RP that would have actually impacted the fight in a strong way. And they got an enemy gem. That was just perfect from Cole.
Absolutely fantastic. And they're going to go in, instead of focusing down a second set of tier 3s and racks, just try to clean up what they started a couple moments ago. Now Phoenix, they know, has no supernova. Mason's just tossing out daggers, but Moo doesn't particularly care. He's going to go ahead and glimmer cape himself up, but continue the siege on this Rax. And there's the jump in. Fissure to slow him down. Abed.
Oh!
What?
He
Okay.
accidentally wrong TP, or wrong item.
A wrong item there, yeah. He tried TP and then went a little bit late for the skewer. Melons is zoning everyone out with his ult. Dubu tosses out the wave of terror, but
Oh
it's not
my
looking
God, now
great.
he's dead.
Now Moo ticking a little bit low, but Mason has that Veno ult on him. Z-Freak eating up a lot of the damage, is able to force himself back. Gonna be picked off by Mason, but Mason swapped back in. Dubu getting low once again. Now it's just gonna be, oh my goodness. 747 still full health. All the ults committed from Onyx, and it's just gonna be Moo still alive. Triple kill
Not
coming
for
out
long.
for him. Hey, no, he's still alive, Purge.
Oh, they did it.
and
Got the
Monkeys
full
goes for the
barracks,
taunt.
won the fight, 5 dead heroes. I mean, Earthshaker can buy back, but that's basically it. They're going to grab a 2 racks out of this. I mean, they may not GG here because this is the finals of the NA bracket and all, but like 2 barracks minimum going down.
This
A
is,
huge advantage for Cole.
I mean, this is a giant spike in terms of net worth. They're not even done with this push, but it's already taken them up 10,000 advantage. They're now sitting on 15,000. Wouldn't be surprised if it just keeps going up and up from there. I mean, Complexity, they're feeling the momentum, and they're going to ride it. They're going to go for mega creeps right here.
I mean, they might as well. There's a long time until Onyx is up.
PA is still
They
60 seconds in the hole.
They just couldn't get the team fight online after that one critical fight where Cole got wrecked by the RP Supernova. Cole has been
GG.
playing it so safe, and yeah, there's no way they can come back at this point with the mega creeps. Cole's been doing good team fights. They've got insane gold advantage now, and it just was a couple fights. All of a sudden, it's over.
What a series here. It looked like Onyx was just unstoppable in game number 1, but Cole, just like our panel said, brought it back games 2 and 3, and it looked easy. That's going to do it for this series, and now we are going to see Complexity going head-to-head against OG to round out elimination mode. Going to be an interesting series. You do not want to miss that. I'm Android, have been joined by Purge. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and let's kick it back to the panel for some breakdown.
Unmute us, please. Unmute us, please.
Hey.
Thank you. Well, yes. Oh
Wow.
my, fogged.
He ditched earlier than anyone else has ever.
He was like, over, I'm out, guys.
Am I on 2 pictures?
Yes, you are
now?
splitting half
Oh,
Suns
God.
fan.
Not again.
Not like this,
Oh.
please.
You got a great shirt on, though, I have to say.
And we can see it in all of its glory. I love it.
Cyborg Matt all the way.
I love it.
Matt, my boy. All right, well, anyway,
Bristleback, baby. Woo!
it
Yeah,
worked,
Moo
you know, a
plays a real
surprising
mean
match.
bristle,
I don't think
that's
anyone
for
could have
sure.
seen that. It looked like Complexity was having some problems early game. Looked like it wasn't going to go well.
Yeah,
and then came
nobody
back.
called that. Nobody would have thought that they'd lose the first game and then win 2 games in a row after that
Right, and then
to eliminate Onyx. If only somebody had
if
thought of
only
that.
Someone was a true analyst.
Bum, bum, bum.
Anyway, overall, a impressive showing from Complexity. We said,
Dude, huge day. They had to do the gauntlet. They had to win that first series. Both their series went the stretch. They got to be tired, man. They earned that spot in the grand finals.
hell
tomorrow.
yeah, they did. And I gotta say, call me crazy, but I think they got a shot for OG. I think that they might be able to
I
do
think
it.
if we picked the teams beforehand, I think these are the 2 teams we would have picked, right?
Absolutely.
So
I think likely the NA bracket was
different
maybe
road,
like
though.
I could have seen Onyx winning. Like if you put it on paper, you know, you could have seen. Well, maybe not Freedom make a run. I guess that would have been kind of tough. They
That
were the
would-
clear underdogs of the 4 NA teams.
That would have
but-
been neat, but did not happen.
But you're right. OG
yeah.
Complexity was a pretty safe
But
bet.
this game, I was a little bit surprised nobody tried building a Silver Edge this game.
Yeah, we talked about
Like
that a
a-
lot on the panel.
A PA, Magnus, Earthshaker, all 3 of those heroes, theoretically speaking, can get away with like a Silver Edge. So
PA
not
built
have
one,
one.
apparently.
So, thank you for
Where was
watching.
it? Not on her.
Good
she
call,
use it?
Suns fan.
It was built right at the end.
Oh, right at the end.
Very end.
Right. I mean,
The game was over.
I don't
It was
care.
already over.
It was
so,
already
you
over.
know.
That critical team fight where
It
they
was only
lost the
35
gem
minutes,
already
actually.
happened. So.
I thought the game was longer than that, but I think they were saying